Pacific on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted, legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Sharp Money with Patrick Maher on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Okay, head over to vsin.com and 2 weeks free, no commitment, betting splits access. All right, see which way the money's going, and it's updated every 5 minutes straight from DraftKings. So, again, nothing on your end. Just go to vsin.com/splits. Get started right now. Limited time.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes, a segment. And then now the Del Mar, I think we're on for a couple hours. So, yeah, I mean, we've got experience on these big days. You know, we see each other like once a year, and it's for big horse races. So that's all right with me, though. Like I said, it's definitely exciting. And it's cool that, VSiN's going to kind of promote the Derby in that way. Then that's awesome. We love that.
And you know what the best part is? No big guy. Like, we didn't even ask him. Why would we?
I'm not going to agree with you on that. I would love to have him if he wanted to join.
No. I said, John Goulet called me, and I said, give me Halterman. And then he said, what about the big guy? And I said, the big guy? Are you kidding me? So, Dustin, no offense. It's just going to be the two of us.
No, I'm going to actually go to the race now, just to shove it in your face. I'm going to go. I'm pony up all the money, pun intended, go to the Kentucky Derby by myself and not even know what's happening.
Okay. Dustin, Aaron mentioned he's somewhere in New York. And I guess we'll play your game because you said before we came back from break that the city he's in actually recruited you for a college in track and field. I've known you for a long time. You've never once mentioned the two words together, track or field. Yeah. So go ahead and tell us why you're lying.
3-year letterman, track and field, Orange County champions in 2001, 2002. No big deal. Where I threw shot put and the 25-pound weight. Now, I will tell you this, kind of on par with me. Solid shot putter, should have been better at the 25-pound weight. My entire team went to nationals except for me because every time I was trying to qualify, I fouled.
Wait, so you're flexing, then doing the same thing where you put yourself down. So you're admitting that you got a scholarship offer and then saying you stunk at it. That's just so typical of you.
No, they wanted me to go there and throw shot put. That's what the recruitment said, to throw shot put. They didn't mention the weight. Got a letter one day at homeroom like, oh, what is this? Why is this school sending me stuff? SUNY Plattsburgh reaches out, and they're like, hey, we're interested in you being a part of our track team. The guy's name was Duncan something. I still remember that because it was the only letter I got.
Okay, take it easy. You know what this sounds like, Halterman? This sounds like he found out we're doing a Kentucky Derby broadcast, and he's making up a lie to make himself seem like part of the story here.
No.
I think I'm still confused, but not as confused. When you say track and field, like the first thing I think of is like, is he doing the hurdles? Like, is he sprinting? Is he running the mile? And I was like, okay, this is strange. Shot put, I get it. To be clear, Plattsburgh is like a Division III school. So,
Division II.
You know, it's not that big of a school, but still, you should be proud. That's good, man. That's good.
Oh, that was so patronizing. That you should be proud with his voice going up.
Did you just send me? Wait, hold on. Did you just send me a screenshot from like 15 years ago?
A newspaper
of your high school shot put results?
God.
I came in 3rd place.
Why do you have that in your phone?
I searched my name in my high school during the break because I knew you would doubt me and I wanted evidence.
All right, well.
I'm an elite athlete, Patrick. You just got to accept it.
Well, like I agree with Aaron. I was hoping it was the hurdles with that big carriage.
No, there was one day where they didn't have enough sprinters, and they said, hey, if we need you, can you run the 55s? I said, I could probably run 25. I'll jog the rest of the way.
All right, well, listen. If you don't mind, I'm going to get to the betting.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Congratulations on the offer. I always knew you had it in you. All right, let's get to it. Of course, the Plus Money Prince is going to take the Cubs, hosting Miami. You don't want to lay the money line. Let's go plus 135, laying the run and a half.
Yeah, you know, this is a weird situation because if you watched the show last year, or if you remember anything about last year, I was on the Marlins a lot. I think, Dustin, you were too. The Marlins were just a team that, man, they're overachievers, I should say. Good prices every night on them, and they would win. The thing about it is, if you followed the Marlins last year, they didn't hit very well, but their pitching was fantastic. Well, this year, all their pitchers are hurt, or a lot of their good pitchers are hurt, and all of a sudden, they can't score. They can't play defense. They don't pitch well. All that saying, I'm taking the Cubs at home minus that run and a half today because of all the things I talked about. A.J. Puck is on the mound for the Marlins. If you watch the Marlins last year, like he was the closer for a while. He was middle relief. Now he has to start. It's a mess. Jameson Taillon pitching for the Cubs. It'll be his first start of the year. You kind of know who he is. You kind of know what you're going to get out of him. He's not great. He's not awful. But I think he's good enough to kind of shut down the Marlins for 5 innings, get to the bullpen. I think the Cubs win this one pretty easy. So, yeah, I'm going to lay the minus run and a half, try to get that plus number on the Cubs.
Yeah, big guy, you know I'm not a run and a half guy nor a puck and a half guy, but this is a spot. I'll have about 5 spots a year. I do like this one, Dustin, laying the run and a half with the Cubs tonight.
Well, and also add in the fact that one of the few power guys for Miami is out of the lineup for a while. Jake Berger's on the IL. And it's a different offense than it was a year ago. They scored a few runs against San Francisco a couple nights ago, but they just don't have the depth if they get down to, like, fight back, claw their way back into games. So they're a team that's worth laying a run and a half against.
Okay, let's continue. 2 lefties on the bump tonight in San Francisco. The Diamondbacks, Montgomery, Snell for the Giants. You're going to take the plus money with the Snakes tonight, Aaron.
Yeah, this is another team, Arizona, that I've been on a lot last year, and I've been on a little bit this year. They've been hit or miss a little bit. For me, this is more of I think this is a coin flip game. And if I think it's a coin flip game and a team is, plus 125, plus 135, something like that, I'm going to just take the plus money. The Giants have not been great, as of yet either. I think both these teams are a little bit better than what they're playing so far. I don't really mind taking Arizona on the road. That doesn't bother me at all. And like I said, I think it's a coin flip game. I still believe in Arizona. They're not playing great, but they're definitely not playing awful either. And the Giants, kind of the same thing. I mean, they're just 2 average teams. Coin flip game. Give me Arizona in this spot. I think they'll be able to take this one.
We do have breaking news, unfortunately. The Cubs Marlins have officially been postponed. They will play a doubleheader on Saturday. So that is
all that work for nothing.
All that handicapping for nothing, Mr. Halterman.
I gave such a good reason, I thought, for that one.
You did?
That was what I was dialed in on, man. I had all these points ready. Well, listen, just wait till tomorrow. Hopefully we get a similar price, and we'll do it twice tomorrow instead of once tonight, right?
Why not play 2? One more. You got one on the ice. We're going to finish up the regular season. The Kraken, which is a team you've targeted on first period under goal and a half this year. Kraken and the Wild, the Wild I know have been a team you've targeted. Kraken Wild, first period under a goal and a half, Aaron.
Yeah, and it's self-explanatory. One more before we get into the playoffs here. We got to go the under goal and a half first period. Both these teams really just don't have elite offenses, so it starts with that. When you're looking for these, and of course now the season's almost over, you're not going to look at them for a little bit. But you're looking at these, you look, okay, are these offenses explosive? No. Do they try to play a defensive style of hockey? Definitely in Minnesota and definitely in Seattle. They want to come out and play defensive styles. And is the goaltending at least adequate? Yeah, on both sides. So this was just a setup as a perfect one. It's an automatic play. You know, sometimes you might get unlucky and lose one of these, but in this situation tonight, this seems like an automatic play. And also you add in, there's really nothing to play for. There's no motivation for either one of these teams. They're both out of the playoffs. It'll be a pretty boring game, I think, tonight. I think it'll be low scoring. I think this is just automatic.
Yeah, you're with the in-laws. I don't think you can tell your wife, hey, I've got to watch Kraken Wild tonight, honey, so I can't hang out with your parents. Like, you definitely have to hang out with the parents.
You can try it, but I don't think it's going to work. I will attempt it. Losing that Cubs game really hurts as well. That one, maybe I could have a little bit of excuse, but maybe not the hockey, no.
You know, the hockey, no chance. Well, listen, all kidding aside, we'll have more information on the Kentucky Derby broadcast, but I can't wait to do it with you. I'm not sure there's a person on the planet, and yeah, that includes you, Samich, that knows more about horse racing than Aaron Halterman. RacingDudes.com. Enjoy the family. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay, there.
The 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code VEGAS. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/bball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Hey guys, this is Matt Brown from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. If you want some help betting golf, then VSiN has the perfect podcast for you. It's called Long Shots. Each week, Wes Reynolds, Kelly Bidlin, and myself give you 2 episodes breaking down every aspect of that week's tournament to help you as a golf bettor. We analyze the courses, run statistical models, and give our thoughts on all the top players. We also give out our favorite bets for outright winners, matchups, props, finishing positions, and more. Subscribe to VSiN's Long Shots wherever you get your podcasts.
This is VSiN senior MLB analyst Adam Burke. Let's face it, between bad managers and umpires like Angel Hernandez, betting on baseball can be brutal. But my daily article is here to help. Every morning, I go through each MLB matchup and give you my best bets of the day. I analyze pitching matchups, study analytics, look at lineups, and even weather reports, all to find value on the baseball slate. My daily article is only available to VSiN Pro subscribers. To become a subscriber, head to vsin.com/pro today.
Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday? With DraftKings Sportsbook same-game parlays, you can pocket more cash when you combine multiple bets from one game. Download the app, sign up with code VSiN, and get a special offer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Looking for someone's picks? We compile every pick from VSiN hosts and guests every day and email them to all VSiN Pro subscribers. Become a VSiN Pro at vsin.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
If you didn't catch the Lombardi line, here's what you missed.
Let's not disrespect the Thunder and what Sam Presti has done here. He's everything that I wanted the 76ers to do when they announced they were going to do the tanking, right? He didn't try to lose. He didn't build a culture of losing. He tried to win. He drafted really well, made no mistakes on the draft, took a lot of bad contracts, flipped them into draft picks, and then hit on those draft picks. And this is where you are. You see, when you say the word process, it's great. It sounds wonderful. But it takes somebody with skill to pick the players. And this Thunder team is a tribute to Presti's ability to pick and build together a team, and I marvel at it. I really do. But again, they are young, and it's going to be hard to beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series because of their experience.
The Lombardi Line, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, weekends at 10 a.m. Eastern on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
For a limited time, VEASAN is offering 2 weeks of our exclusive betting splits for free. Just sign up at VEASAN.com/splits. The VEASAN betting splits page is updated with DraftKings odds every 5 minutes so you can see changes in all the action. Find out where the public is betting based on the number of tickets and where the money doesn't match the public opinion. You can check out not just today's action, but future events as well. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit VEASAN.com/splits now to claim your free 2-week access to VEASAN's betting splits.
This is Sharp Money with Patrick Maher on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Bet $5 to get $200 instantly at DraftKings. NFL postseason and the play-ins coming up on Friday. Of course, DraftKings, official betting partner of the NBA. You have to use that promo code if you're a new customer over at DraftKings VSiN. $200 instantly and bonus bets off a $5 play. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, so that Cubs game has been postponed. I know Matt Williams had a play. He had a bunch of plays on that game as well. And then Aaron Halterman, as he finished up his handicapping, it just came in, it got postponed. So doubleheader on Saturday. I do want to make a correction. This is for the big guy. I misrepresented the starters there, or the starter. It's going to be Logan Webb, not Blake Snell, for the Giants tonight, hosting the Snakes and the D-backs. Nelson on the bump. So I had the starters incorrect. I do apologize, but nothing changes. You also like the Diamondbacks along with Halterman, close to 140, plus 140.
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of hitters in the lineup for Arizona who see the ball well off of Webb. I was a little nervous about doing it, but I think I'm going to take that plus money here. Guys like Carroll, 4 of 11 lifetime. I know the first baseman, Christian Walker, 6 of 17 against him. And throughout the lineup, as a team, everyone on the Diamondbacks hitting a combined 296 against Logan Webb. The problem is Logan Webb is really good at home. And that ballpark is obviously a pitcher's ballpark in San Francisco, but his splits home and away, he is significantly better at home. I'm not sure he has his A-plus stuff at the moment, though. He got rocked a couple starts ago, and I think this Arizona offense could get to him. So I would take the plus money there.
Hey, quickly, before John Bullman. We have a family vid from John Bullman, former scout with the Blue Jays. However, there's one game left, so I hope it includes the Diamondbacks and Giants.
That's a great question. Let's hold off on that real quick because I don't remember. It's been a long morning, man. It's been a long morning.
It's all good.
Podcast recording at 7 a.m. and I don't remember what his video was.
Wait, may I ask a question? What does that have to do with me?
Nothing. Nothing. It does not.
I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm gonna watch you look.
We're good. We're good. It was college baseball today. We're good.
Oh, college baseball. And by the way, he hit in his college play yesterday.
Santa Barbara.
Baseball with Bullman. John Bullman, formerly CBS, formerly scout with the Blue Jays. He's part of the family vids in Major League Baseball here on Sharp Money. And here's John Bullman's family play of the day.
What's up, Sharp Money? John Bullman here from Baseball with Bullman. I just wanted to give you guys my favorite play for today. We're going to go to college baseball today. There isn't much MLB on, so we're going to go to college baseball. I like Vanderbilt on the money line, minus 145 against Florida at home. Florida hasn't been playing well lately. They've lost 2 SEC series in a row. They're really starting to struggle, and they're really only playing well on Sunday when they have their best pitcher starting. Vanderbilt, on the other hand, is at home where they're 20-3 this season. They're playing very well in the SEC at home, and they take on a Florida team, like I said, that's been struggling. So I think Vanderbilt at minus 145 is a great price. I like them at home here.
All right, Vandy, lay the juice with Vanderbilt baseball. I'm trying to find it because I want to bet it.
That's become a trendy sport. I noticed that with betting specifically, that's becoming a sport a lot of people are getting into. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd love to care about it, but my brain just doesn't have a lot of space for extra stuff anymore.
Ooh.
Is that a getting old thing? Is that an ignorance thing? Is it not being open thing? Like, trying to figure out what that is.
Yes.
because I think I know Major League Baseball, and I'm already losing there. So I'm going to add something I don't know and lose bets there as well.
Well, we heard about that earlier with the holes in the walls.
Yes. None yet. None yet.
Things you keep to yourself. Am I right?
I know that's another therapy discussion that I don't keep anything to myself. That's an issue.
Okay, no problem. We'll pretend it didn't happen. Hey, quickly, the Coyotes have been moved. It's going to be official. The NHL has okayed the Arizona Coyotes. They're being moved to Salt Lake City.
Why is that?
Just wanted to get that in there.
Why is that making me emotional? Why do I feel bad for the people of Phoenix and feel like they got screwed here?
You're literally lying.
No, I do. Because wasn't it an ownership thing and them trying to get them to pay for it? It wasn't a support thing. It was ownership just being greedy.
There was a lot. There's been really shady. There was a great story written about the Coyotes maybe last year. It was long, but to say the organization has been imploding from the inside out in the front office, it was just a lot of shady stuff going on.
I saw also yesterday, this is a random thing, but Shane Doan, who played there, apparently his number hanging from the rafters after they closed the old arena, they literally took the number, they folded it up and they threw it in a dumpster. A fan went and retrieved it and gave it to him yesterday, a year after they closed the arena. Like, they're just throwing away things. They didn't care. So maybe there's something to that.
By the way, you know who agrees with you? You're a Knicks fan and you're afraid of the 76ers.
Yes.
You know who is on your side?
God.
Backup center Paul Reed with the Sixers. He just said, we ain't ducking no smoke. Yeah, we wanted the Knicks matchup, of course. That's an easier team, I guess. Didn't want the Celtics, wanted the Knicks, and just said they're an easier team. I don't think that's going to sit well with Jalen Brunson and Tibbs.
Oh, no, see, that's a problem. You just gave them fuel. You just gave a bunch of dogs fuel. And I'm not scared of the Sixers. I'm scared of Joel Embiid being a top two player on the planet right now. I'm scared of that happening. And I think the long attrition of the series every other day is going to wear on him and that knee that's not ready to go. But Paul Reed, do you know who hates hearing Paul Reed say that more than the Knicks? Nick Nurse hates hearing that. He said, what are you doing, man? Why are you're going to poke those guys? Jalen Brunson's going to drop 40 in the first game.
He's a backup center, and he's out here smacking his lips. Because also the quote, you could tell he kind of felt like it's the top story, like right now at CBS. You could tell he wanted to walk it back as he was saying it because he goes like this. He goes, we ain't ducking no smoke, but yeah, we wanted the Knicks matchup, of course. That's the easier team, I guess. But, you know, it's going to be fun. We match up pretty well. They got a great guard. We got a great guard. We also got Joel, MVP. So like you said earlier, he's one of the most unstoppable guys in the league right now. They're going to have to send triple teams, and he's going to get everybody else involved. But my favorite part, this is my favorite part. You can hear backup center for the 76ers, Paul Reed. You can hear his brain go, whoops.
Yeah.
Listen, we ain't ducking no smoke, but yeah, we wanted the Knicks matchup. Of course. That's the easier team, I guess. Here's where his brain kicks in. But, you know, it's going to be fun.
Said the quiet part out loud and caught himself. Look, I've been there before. You start talking, all of a sudden you go, uh-oh, I think I went too far, and there's no putting it back in the box.
It's like, quote, earlier in the show, I punched walls. I punched holes in my walls, and my parents made me spackle it. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It happens to the best of us. Now, with me, all that can happen is you can make fun of me and build shtick around it. With Paul Reed, the problem is he's looking across at a psychopath in Tom Thibodeau, who's always looking for an edge, who goes all out all the time, all gas, no brakes. Jalen Brunson, who everyone has doubted from day one, and all he's done is become an MVP candidate. It was a mistake by Paul Reed to say that out loud.
I can't get over. That's the easier team, I guess. Pause. But, you know, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun time. Hope everyone has fun. Hope everyone has a good time.
Looking forward to it. Can we just end this conversation in this interview right now? Why are you interviewing the backup center anyway? Shouldn't you be talking to Joel Embiid? All right. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to be thinking about that on my walk later. Like, just the best way to just pull out of things. But, hey, look, it's going to be fun. All right. Nothing going on tonight. I'll take the Snakes with you guys.
Yeah, it's a fun ride.
That's really all we got.
It's the only baseball game happening. Take that plus money. Also, note, Kawhi Leonard officially questionable for Game 1 on Sunday versus the Mavericks.
Ooh, let's check out that number. Sunday. 2 games on Sunday.
He still hasn't done any contact
Dallas
in
is
practice.
moving. Dallas is 1.5 now. That number so that number open clip 2 has moved through 0 to Dallas 1.5. It's a good job by you. It's a tremendous job by you.
Good looks on our Mavs ticket, 18-1.
Yeah, but everybody that's come on the show is like the Clippers, and I could tell every time you get a little morose, you get a little sullen.
Unlike Paul Reed, I will not say the quiet part out loud, and I hope everyone wins their bets.
Anything to close tabs on the way out? Donkey Kong?
Look, there's a lot, but today's a historic day. On this day in 1775, Paul Revere made his midnight ride, and then what happened? Battles of Lexington and Concord.
Yep. Anything else?
Lions brought back black jerseys. You asked.
Yeah, they stink.
You asked what other phones are out there, dude. Samsung Galaxy, the Droid, the Razr is back. iPhone's not the only game out there.
The big guy. Holes in the wall. We'll see you tomorrow.
Spend your draft night with VEASAN and the DraftKings Network. At 6 Eastern, VEASAN Primetime helps you make your final bets before the draft starts as they analyze line movement and the latest news. Then at 8 Eastern, watch the draft with former NFL GM and executive Michael Lombardi on a special edition of the GM Shuffle. Michael analyzes every pick and trade and gives you the insight you need for the NFL Draft. On draft night, check out VEASAN Primetime and the GM Shuffle on VEASAN and the DraftKings Network.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
It's the offseason for the NFL with the NFL Draft just around the corner. Let's take a look at the latest odds to win Offensive Player of the Year. I'm Tim Murray from VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network. Caleb Williams, who will be the #1 overall pick, unlikely to win Offensive Player of the Year. But what about Christian McCaffrey out in the Bay Area? He sits at plus 550, had 14 touchdowns just a year ago on the ground, 7 receiving touchdowns. Tyreek Hill down in Miami, he sits at plus 650, a heck of a season just a year ago, 119 catches, 1,799 yards receiving, and 13 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb in Dallas at plus 850. Justin Jefferson, not sure who's going to throw him the football this year in Minnesota, but he sits at plus 850. He had over 1,000 receiving yards a year ago and 5 touchdowns. And Jamar Chase, with Joe Burrow back from injury, he sits at 12-1.
To become a VEASAN Pro subscriber, head to VEASAN.com/subscribe.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code VEASAN. Place $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. 21 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369. Bonus issued as bonus bets. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
VSiN is thrilled to introduce a new VSiN.com tailor-made to the evolved needs of today's sports bettors. Our upgraded navigation streamlines your journey, allowing you to swiftly access articles, videos, and podcasts. Whether you're tuning in live or catching up on your favorite shows, everything is just a click away. VSiN.com guarantees a fluid and responsive experience across all devices, ensuring you stay connected wherever you are. We have enhanced tools such as our betting splits and expert picks, and introduce innovative features like parlay and odds calculators, all designed to make you a sharper bettor. Our How to Bet section is perfect for beginners, covering the fundamentals, while seasoned bettors can delve into our advanced betting strategies for the competitive edge you've been looking for. Sign up for free on VSiN.com or become a VSiN Pro subscriber, where you can unlock unlimited access to every tool, expert picks, and insight that make VSiN the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
You are looking live at VSiN Prime Time. Live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas, here's Tim Murray and Jonathan Von Tobel.
We are off and running on a Thursday evening here in Las Vegas, Nevada, alongside Joe Serralo. I am Tim Murray, and boy, a lot going on. Movement galore in the number 2 overall pick market. Will it be Jaden Daniels? Will it be Drake May? A lot of movement today. We'll dive deep into that later on in the show. We've got injuries to discuss left and right all over the NBA, and it is the final day of the NHL season to all who celebrate. So we are going to have the Stanley Cup playoffs getting going here shortly. But first and foremost, where are my manners? Joe, hello, sir. Welcome.
Tim, great to be here, man. I'm excited.
Man, that flow is solid. That is a solid flow. That might be number 1 flow at VSiN, even though Patrick Maher might get upset. So,
well, that was the prereq, actually. I've been talking to John here for a few months, and he said that flow has to be perfect before we put you on air. So I think that was why ultimately I got the call today.
Yeah, so we went to the bullpen. Joe will be here for the next 2 nights. I will be doing mornings tomorrow. JVT has been on morning duty all week long, filling in for Paulie Howard. I'll jump in tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. So Joe will hold it down with us for the next couple of days. So let's jump right into it. We don't have any NBA tonight. The play-in tournament resumes tomorrow. And boy, it has been unfortunate, to say the least, if you are just a basketball fan, when you look at the star power that has been banged up. We started it off with Giannis at the end of the regular season with the calf injury. We know he will not play Game 1. We've got questions about Kawhi Leonard. Will he be available in Game 1? Certainly some uncertainty there. But in the more immediacy, we know Zion Williamson is out for the foreseeable future, especially tomorrow night, and that's why Sacramento is either a pick'em or a 1-point favorite on the road against New Orleans. And then late last night, the Chicago Bulls, the Miami Heat are taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, Joe, and Jimmy Butler goes down in a heap, and he is going to be sidelined with a sprained MCL. So what does that do moving forward, in your opinion, as you look at Miami, as they are now a 1.5-point favorite against the Chicago Bulls, who, give credit to the Bulls, man. I mean, they played a pretty mediocre team in Atlanta, but Kobe White was phenomenal last night. Just an incredible performance from him. 42 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, no turnovers. Now the Bulls are catching 1.5 on the road at Miami, and, you know, the playoff superhero, Jimmy Butler, is going to be out.
And I think it makes the Bulls the play in this one, you know? I mean, Miami's still favorites in this game, but you look at Chicago, the way they played last night. Of course, it's the NBA, so no team is going to dominate for all 48 minutes, right? You're going to go up big early, let the other team back in. It's what happens. It's why most games you can tune in at the fourth quarter and catch all the action. But Chicago, just so much deeper now than Miami. Obviously, the DeMar DeRozan Jimmy Butler matchup was one that I think a lot of basketball fans couldn't wait for. And now you mentioned Kobe White having a great game. He's going to eat in this matchup. I mean, he had a great year, over 19 points per game, averaged nearly 21 against the Heat, got better every game against Miami. I just think that Jimmy being out means that Kobe White now, him and DeMar, the floor is just going to open up for those guys drastically, and my money's on Chicago in this one.
Yeah, haven't made a bet yet, but that would be the way. Certainly, I would be leaning with Chicago headed on the road to Miami. Funny to think that, here we are just a year removed from this being that final play-in game as well. And Miami, everybody kind of counted them out. They get that victory, and then they make the magical run all the way to the finals just a year ago. We just showed you, for those watching with us on YouTube, we're always free on YouTube, by the way, youtube.com/VSiN Live, and hour number 1. Hello to all of you in Chicago on Marquee Network. But I think looking ahead here, the Boston Celtics have caught yet another break in the Eastern Conference. And if Joe Mazzulla's team does not make it to the to the NBA Finals this year, I mean, what a complete disaster it would be. This team has been the most consistent team. They've been the best team in the Eastern Conference, and you're looking at the odds right now, Joe, sitting at minus 200 on the Boston Celtics. Think about how this bracket has broken for them, where you're sitting in the first round. You're either going to get a under 500 Chicago Bulls team or a Heat team that, yes, beat you last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, but more than likely will be without Jimmy Butler. Second round, it's an Orlando team that, hey, congrats to Orlando on a heck of a season, overachieving, can't score, good defensive team, does not scare the Celtics whatsoever. Cavaliers kind of limped their way in and cowardly played the final game of the season. And then whoever emerges out of the other side of the bracket, whether it is the Bucks who get fully healthy with Giannis, but we know they have injuries. So the Celtics right now, man, there were so many points during this season where, I was thinking, Joe, all right, when am I going to come in against the Celtics, take the field against them? I just can't do it. I can't do it in the Eastern Conference, and this is yet another, in my opinion, break for them where they either get Chicago, who scares nobody, or you get a banged-up Miami team.
Yeah, 1,000%. You look at what the Celtics did against the Bulls this year, and 3-0, all of those wins by double digits. They're easily the biggest winner in this because Miami, had Jimmy Butler been healthy, had Miami beat Chicago tomorrow night, even if they don't beat Boston, very unlikely that they would have emerged out of that series. They're going to tire the Celtics out. It's become a pretty good rivalry. Erik Spoelstra just knows how to coach against guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, especially in the playoffs. And so if you had a Miami-Boston first-round matchup, that's your best chance right there to play the field. Right now, if the Boston Celtics get Chicago, I'll tell you right now, they're not going to get tired out in the first round. And then to your point, Orlando-Cleveland, that's the best second-round matchup they could ask for. I mean, maybe the Knicks or the Bucks or Philadelphia pull something out against them in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they're going to go through the gauntlet on their side of the bracket, and Boston should be relatively well-rested by the time they get to the conference finals. I, like you, have been avoiding laying the juice on Boston to win the East all year. Now might be the time, just given that the path changed drastically.
Yeah, and Philadelphia last night, we'll see how Joel Embiid plays moving forward, but I don't know how the performance that we saw from Embiid last night can strike much fear into the New York Knicks. And I think if you're a Knicks fan out there, I don't know, Joe, are you a Knicks fan?
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm excited for this matchup.
I was going to say, look, I give credit to the Knicks for not being cowards on the final game of the season, playing for the 2 seed. They get it. They needed overtime to do so, got there. And now you look at the Sixers last night, and now you've got more time for Joel Embiid to rest. At the end of the day, Joel Embiid was going to be the MVP of the league if he didn't get hurt, but he's not 100% healthy, and you saw that last night. Now, certainly I think the concern would come is what if Joel Embiid fully gets healthy? Could that become an issue there for the Knicks? But I think a Knicks fan, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would imagine watching last night, you have to say, all right, I feel a little bit better than what the prospect was of either a fully healthy Joel Embiid or, Jimmy, a.k.a. Michael Jordan Butler in the postseason.
Yeah, look, Jimmy in the postseason is different. I felt good about the Knicks, the way that they played Miami this regular season. I felt good about that matchup. Should it have been the Heat? But you look at Embiid last night, he really didn't impress me for much of the first 3 quarters. Turned it on late, and I'll give him his credit where it's due. Look, like you said, he would have probably been the MVP had he stayed healthy. He is undoubtedly one of the best ball players in the league. So is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And then you look at the supporting casts, and even though, as individuals, maybe you look at a guy like Tyrese Maxey and you say, well, he's an all-star. You look at a guy like Tobias Harris, who, by the way, against the Knicks this year, what did he have in 4 games? 6 points per game. Tobias Harris did nothing against the Knicks this year. And when you look at the supporting casts, I love the way this Knicks unit has really gelled together, the way that they're playing Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo. I mean, the chemistry. You want to talk about the city of Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, they played together for 74 years at Villanova together. They won a national championship.
Wells Fargo, that building is going to have, I think, a really healthy amount of guys pulling for the Knicks because the only team raising banners in there is the Villanova Wildcats, and the Knicks have 3 of those guys. So I really love the way this is shaping up for the Knicks, both at home and on the road. I think it's going to be a pretty energized Knicks fan base that has no problem traveling 2 hours south.
Got to watch out for Nicholas Batum. It was the Batum game yesterday as he had 6 threes. Jared, who was on the show, he didn't get his same game parlay, but he should have gone the other way because he said Batum 1 3, he hit 6, but he needed Jimmy Butler to go over 23.5 points. So that wasn't the only injury of note that we'll be talking about tomorrow. So Jimmy Butler, of course, the big news today with the MCL injury, likely going to be sidelined a couple of weeks, Joe. But in the nightcap tomorrow, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans hosting the Sacramento Kings, and Zion Williamson may have been having the best game of his career in that game against the Lakers. He goes out with the hamstring injury. He's going to be out for the game, reevaluated in 2 weeks. So basically, he's done for the postseason. Yeah. He had 40 and 11, his first career 40 and 10 game. Now he's out, and I'm fascinated by this game because I think everybody and their mother is going to jump on the Sacramento Kings because what did we see last? We saw a terrific performance from the Kings, exercising demons between their arch rival, the Golden State Warriors. But the hesitation I have is Brandon Ingram certainly had some rust. It was his first game since March 21st. He's going to get some time off. We had Willie Green's quote earlier today. He said he came in early yesterday to get some work. He's knocking off some rust. He's been out for 4 weeks or so. Looked great today. We look forward to getting him back on the floor tomorrow and getting after it. And then C.J. McCollum, who shot 42% from 3. He was dreadful against the Lakers, shooting 1 for 9. So haven't gotten the window yet, but I am intrigued by the Pelicans because it does feel like it is a sell-high opportunity on a Kings team who will be without my ginger brother Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are down some guys. It's tricky because with New Orleans, you can look at the last game in one of 2 ways. You can look at Ingram and say, well, he's not fully healthy. He was rusty. Obviously, Willie Green's going to go out there and say that Ingram looked much better. He's not going to say, Ingram looked a little shaky at practice today. McCollum, 1 of 9. He did not, capitalize on some opportunities from deep at all. So you can look at it and say, no Zion. Those 2 guys didn't play well. I'm worried. Or you can look at it and say, well, they just took the Lakers to, a full 48 minutes right to the finish line, and they had a lot of things going against them. If they just play a little bit better at home, they should be able to take over and take on Sacramento. I'm not fully decided yet where I stand on this. I will say the encouraging thing, if you're leaning Pelicans, they've won 6 of their last 8 without Zion, including a 133-100 win at Sacramento to close out the year. So if you're leaning Pelicans, there's a little bit of hope for you.
Right now, 1.5 or 1 is the number across the board. Sacramento, the road favorite tomorrow night. Joe Serralo hanging out with me here on VSiN Primetime. Up next, a week from today, baby, the NFL Draft.
With the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, I'm Charlie Pellet. Formula One is a sporting empire complete with rock stars, billion-dollar teams, and a carbon footprint that is equal to a small country. Formula E, its all-electric counterpart, is just a fraction of that in size, but it is the future of racing. Formula E is about to turn 10, and it's growing in recognition, while the other is in its final season before it rolls out low-emission technology to reach net zero by 2030. Chipotle Mexican Grill says it's bringing back its buy one, get one free promotion on entrees next Monday for anyone wearing a hockey jersey. The promotion is valid at all participating Chipotle restaurants in the U.S. and Canada. Applebee's Grill and Bar and the NFL have announced they have entered into a multi-year partnership agreement designating Applebee's as the official grill and bar of the NFL. And that's the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report. I'm Charlie Pellet.
Hey there, you and aisle 2. I see you by the fiber and laxatives. You still using those to manage your constipation with belly pain? If your symptoms keep coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. so you may need more than over-the-counter treatments to manage it. Ask your doctor about how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you're looking for an honest take on the NFL from someone who actually worked in front offices, look no further than the GM Shuffle podcast.
There's 18 receivers that make over $18 million per year. Do I think all of them are worth it? Absolutely not.
Each week, former NFL executive Michael Lombardi and myself, Femi Abebefe, give you 2 episodes covering every angle of the NFL.
He's not a top 5 or top 10 quarterback in the league. You paid him like one.
Download the GM Shuffle podcast from VSiN and DraftKings wherever you get your podcasts.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN Primetime with Tim Murray and Jonathan Von Tobel on VSiN, the sports betting network.
For a limited time, we're offering 2 weeks of our exclusive betting splits for free. Just sign up at vsin.com/splits. The VSiN betting splits page is updated with DraftKings odds every 5 minutes, so you can see changes in all the action. Find out where the public is betting based on the number of tickets and where the money doesn't match the public opinion. You can check out not just today's action, but future events as well. Take advantage of this limited time offer. Once again, head on over to vsin.com/splits and start making smarter bets today. Alongside Joe Serralo, I am Tim Murray. It is VSiN Primetime. We're live here in Las Vegas. A week from today, the NFL Draft, and one of the more fun things to bet, in my opinion. It could get a little frustrating, no doubt about it. And I know a gentleman who loves to break down the draft joins us right now on our progressive guest line. It is John Daigle. You can follow him on Twitter at NotJDaigle, and you can check him out, all his work over at Establish the Run. John, let's just start with the number 2 overall pick market. I'm going to do a deep dive on this later today, but we've seen significant movement today towards Drake May. Jaden Daniels still remains the favorite, but it has moved quite a bit. It was as high as minus 350, and it's now down around minus 160 or so for Jaden Daniels to go number 2. What's your feel on the number 2 overall pick market as we're a week out?
And I will definitely stay tuned to your breakdown because, like everyone else, I'm so interested in this pick since it creates a chain reaction with every pick afterwards. Right now, though, my entire point since February, honestly, has been that no one knows what this pick is. And so to me, it's been a numbers play the entire way. Even in this last week, I really don't know if we'll ever get the correct information until it's finally official. Very similar to the Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud conundrum from last year. And so as it stands currently, whenever the collegiate season ended, Drake May was number 2. I'm not sure we've learned, honestly, anything in that time. So I've just been high pointing it. And I swear to y'all, whenever I first released the mock overnight, the odds were still plus 270. I've been doing my best to high point May at number 2, but like selling crypto or houses, like it's just been hard to actually identify the market. So I admittedly have some numbers that are still good based on the current market, but I just don't know if we're ever going to see that plus 350 you mentioned again. So maybe the numbers wash, but I still believe currently that May is number 2 overall over Daniels until I've heard otherwise.
Boy, I think that'd be a mistake out of Washington to take May over Daniels. Daniels, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the country. John, thanks for coming on, man. I want to look at that J.J. McCarthy trade you've got going at number 5. What are you hearing? What do you think about Minnesota trading up to grab McCarthy? Do you think the Giants all of a sudden might try to work a trade up, maybe with Arizona, to beat them to it? Obviously, a lot of mocks out there love McCarthy going to the Giants. Where do you see that trade coming from?
And I believe right now a lot of people have the Cardinals as the team with GM Monty Alzenfort, who clearly showed he's willing to wheel and deal like he did last season with the Texans all over the board. I believe that's the team that a lot of mock drafts have the Vikings trading up with to get McCarthy at number 4 overall. I just don't view personally Marvin Harrison Jr. as the same type of player that you would want to move off of, like the Cardinals were willing to do initially with Paris Johnson Jr., who, as we all know, they eventually moved back up the board for. Like, maybe the Cardinals do have some grand master plan to trade back, ignore Marvin Harrison Jr., and instead move back up from number 11 overall after that trade to the Vikings and get one of Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunes. But it's just a lot of moving pieces to foresee that happening. Also, remember, 4 quarterbacks in a row have never been taken to start any NFL draft. So really, I'm just betting on the probable thing that's sure to happen. Instead, I have the Vikings moving up, using those 2 number 1 draft picks to move up with the Chargers at number 5 overall, because the Giants, it is well known, the Giants have done a lot of research on the big 4 quarterbacks. I have no idea how their board shakes out. That would certainly help me out, figure out my mock draft more accurately if I knew. But right now I know the Giants are doing extensive work. I just think they settle on one of the 2 receivers and Neighbors or Odunes.
We're talking once again to John Daigle, helping us break down the NFL draft. Top 5 he was last year amongst mock drafts out there in most accurate 4th, courtesy of the Huddle Report. And we're taking a look at his most recent mock that came out today on EstablishTheRun.com. I want to jump to a potential bet that could be made here, because there's a lot of belief out there that Dallas Turner is going to be slotted in just neatly there at number 8, be the first defensive player selected. You have him dropping all the way to number 27, and I've seen recently some pushback in the betting market on Dallas Turner. His over-under sits at 9.5, juiced minus 120 to the over, John. What do you expect to see from Dallas Turner, and do you think at 9.5 it is worth a look at the over based off of your mock draft?
It's a situation that reminds me very much of Nolan Smith last year, and that everyone was in consensus that he was an elite edge rusher, a top 10 player, but we didn't know how necessarily fit him. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying last year I even had Nolan Smith falling to number 30 overall to the Eagles, because it's hard to fit these players if the rest of the board, if Dallas Turner were not to fall to number 8, if the rest of the board didn't have those needs, and everyone is instead clamoring over the top cornerbacks, offensive linemen. And I think that's what's going to happen with Dallas Turner, because quite honestly, I'm not sure he's even the top edge on Atlanta's board, let alone the number 1 player at number 8 overall. After Latu got cleared from his medicals, as we know, back in UCLA, he was forced to retire with a neck injury in 2021, or at Washington, I'm sorry, came back and played for UCLA, and then obviously won the FBS award for the nation's best defensive end and defensive lineman last year. I think, having been medically cleared, Latu is the one who is the top edge on the Falcons board. Not only that, but there's been some steam, including from the great Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network, that Byron Murphy may be the first defensive player taken as well. And that includes number 8 too. So to me, it just seems like a good bet, as you mentioned, to ignore all the consensus Dallas Turner, because he may just not fit there, honestly. And Latu or Murphy instead could not only be the number 8 overall pick, but the top defensive player taken as well.
Yeah, given the Falcons' Odunes there at number 8 definitely was what caught my eye the second I looked at this. I'm curious, you look at the receiver market. Giants, you've got Malik Neighbors. That's a very popular pick if people don't have the Giants taking J.J. McCarthy. How do you decide Neighbors, Odunes at that spot, number 6? You look at the Giants depth chart, it seems like they're comprised strictly of slot receivers. Neighbors would be yet another slot wideout to join the SEC guys, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt. Do you think Odunes could go up to 6, give the Giants a little size and outside target for Jones?
Of course, it's wide open, quite honestly, tremendously, and that includes the offensive tackle market too.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick and choose like the fit for these teams. We think we have the positions locked in, but the names just shuffle based on who you're reading that morning. And so I do believe Neighbors, given that, as you mentioned, the Giants are a team that for whatever reason under Brian Dable have focused on that shallow receiver who can make plays over the middle of the field in his turn-up field. Neighbors would be that player as opposed to the explosive option like Rome Odunes. Not only that, but also with Odunes, he's definitely, in my opinion, a better player than a Jalen Hyatt, but it's a similar archetype. So with Darius Slayton on the outs right now, not reporting to camp, I'm not sure if that's the kind of player they want to instead replace him with, that outside receiver. I think both Neighbors and Odunes are amazing players, but just given the work that Dable's done with other guys, I believe Neighbors would be their pick. And you mentioned, we talked about it earlier with the number 8 overall pick, and that includes Odunes. It may not even be the Falcons, to be honest with you, understanding that they can get kind of their pick of the litter. They may just trade back because the entire league knows the Bears are taking Odunes at number 9. If you want him, you have to move up to number 8. And so that's why, just for my own benefit and this one practice, I'll release my final mock next week, but for my own practice, I put Odunes at 8, thinking that what happens to the rest of the league if he's not there at number 9?
John, I want to jump to Brock Bowers because we did a deep segment on him yesterday because a lot of different discussions. You had Tony Pauline saying he believes the floor is 10. You had Peter Schrager's mock draft having him at 10 and his history with the Jets. But then you had Adam Schefter saying 10 to 16 is a possible landing spot. We know that the Colts are fascinated with Brock Bowers. And Todd McShay alluded to what would make sense for the Jets and potentially moving down. You have Bowers going 15, which would be over his over-under, which is sitting at 11.5, 12.5. What's your feel on Brock Bowers here in the final 45 seconds?
It's a free-for-all if he doesn't go to the Jets at number 10, and maybe he will, but assuming the Chargers may trade back as well, you could see Bowers land at number 11. I still believe it's the Colts. Chris Ballard has historically drafted athletes. Brock Bowers, of course, did not test at the Combine, but we know he's recording a 36-inch vertical, 122-inch broad jump. He benches 330 pounds and deadlifts 350. Like, the guy is an absolute monster and an athlete for my money.
All right, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, 1, 2, none, quickly. In the first round?
1, but it's not Penix.
Ooh, that would not be good for me. I am heavily invested on Knicks not going in the first round. John, great stuff. Appreciate it, man. There he is, John Daigle. It is VSiN Primetime. Best bets next.
For a limited time, VSiN is offering 2 weeks of our exclusive betting splits for free. Just sign up at VSiN.com/splits. The VSiN betting splits page is updated with DraftKings odds every 5 minutes so you can see changes in all the action. Find out where the public is betting based on the number of tickets and where the money doesn't match the public opinion. You can check out not just today's action, but future events as well. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit VSiN.com/splits now to claim your free 2-week access to VSiN's betting splits.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
With the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners now headed to the NFL draft this year, who will rise to the top of the college game in 2024? Hi, I'm Stormy Bonantoni with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The Heisman favorite, none other than Longhorns QB1 Quinn Ewers at 9-1, who returns to Texas in hopes of building on last year's CFP semifinal appearance. He's tied atop the odds board with Georgia's Carson Beck. The UGA signal caller helped the Dogs to an undefeated regular season in 2023, but a loss to Alabama in the SEC title game kept Georgia out of the playoffs. Dylan Gabriel's not far behind at 10-1. The former Sooner turned Oregon Duck had 30 touchdowns last year with just 6 picks. Jalen Milroe's odds lengthened to 12-1 following the retirement of Nick Saban. And it's another transfer rounding out the short shots at 15-1 as former K-State quarterback Will Howard is the Buckeyes' new likely starter. Worth noting, Utah's Cam Rising will be back healthy after missing all of last year with a torn ACL. He's been bet down from 70-1 to 35-1. And if you're buying whatever Coach Prime is selling, Shedeur Sanders is available 45-1 odds.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan.
That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
At VEASAN, we've got you covered before, during, and after every game. Jumpstart your game day with Tim Murray and Jonathan Von Tobel on VEASAN Primetime at 6 Eastern. They'll get you ready before the first tip, puck drop, and pitch, ensuring you're ahead of the game. Then stay in the loop during all the action with the Greg Peterson Experience at 9. And as the night wraps up, join Matt Humans and Wes Reynolds on VEASAN Tonight at 11, giving you the first look at tomorrow's lines to get an edge on the next day's bets. All this and more, only on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
Cooligans, two comedians hosting the funniest soccer podcast in the world.
You're not going to find a more hilarious soccer podcast with some of the biggest guests in the sport like Chicharito Hernandez, Carlos Vela, and even Megan Rapinoe.
From the Women's World Cup to Messi in Miami, we literally cover it all.
Find us twice a week every Monday and Thursday on the Levitard and Friends and DraftKings networks. You do not want to miss it.
Looking for the ultimate sports betting podcasts? VEASAN has got you covered. With a wide range of podcasts covering every major sport, we're here to help you make smarter bets every season. Hardwood Handicappers offers daily NBA analysis and picks from VEASAN's top hosts and experts. And check out Long Shots, where we deep dive into the world of golf betting, providing you with expert insights to help you bet every tournament. Find all of these podcasts and more at VEASAN.com/podcasts or your favorite podcast platform.
This is VEASAN Primetime with Tim Murray and Jonathan Von Tobel on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
Head on over to VEASAN.com, where we've got our betting splits, which right now you can get for free at VEASAN.com/splits. You can get those for 2 weeks by signing up there. We've got our best bets at VEASAN.com/picks, and of course our written content. Adam Burke talking baseball, Zachary Cohen and JVT breaking down NBA action as we get into the postseason. So head on over to VEASAN.com. Alongside Joe Serralo, I am Tim Murray. It is VEASAN Prime Time. Coming up in just a little bit, we will check in with a newly married man, Femi Abebefe, back from the honeymoon and back to work. So we will have him on coming up shortly. Top of the hour, I want to break down the movement that we have seen today in the number 2 overall pick market. It has been fast and furious, and I've got a lot of just different clips, including from Adam Peters himself, the general manager of the Washington Commanders, and what they are thinking at number 2. So we'll get all into that coming up top of the hour. But thanks to John Daigle for jumping on the show. Some interesting content there. Just asked him, because I gave him kind of a bidding question there on the way out, if he thought Penix and or Knicks would go in the first round, and he followed up with me, and he said he does think Knicks goes in the first, which I vehemently disagree with, if Laiatu Latu is not there, the edge out of UCLA. He believes that he is high on their board. So we will see. I have been very steadfast that Knicks is not going to go in the first round. I don't believe it. I don't believe a guy that is a second-round grade and looks to be a backup quarterback is going to be worthy of a first-round pick. But that's why we call it gambling. I had someone come back at me today on social media, thinks he's going to go in the top 20. I said, I'd happily book your action. But the beauty of betting, Joe, is one of us will be wrong, one of us will be right, and that's how it all plays out. So
the only guarantee that happens every time.
That's why I love this forum so much. There's no Mount Rushmore discussion. It's, hey, one will be right, one will be wrong, and we'll find out a week from today who that will be. But it is fascinating. We've seen a lot of odd shifts when it comes to Michael Penix. It looks like some steam coming in on Penix to go in the first round. His over-under still sits at 32.5, juiced to the under. But more draft talk coming up shortly. But let's get to it, as we always do here at the bottom of the hour. Let's get to our best bets.
I see you using an old style. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom.
Putting our money where our mouth is.
I like to live dangerously.
It's time for Best Bets.
Come on, Jerry, it's a lock.
All right. Last night, I did not have a play, but I gave out a series play, which is still the only play that I have. But the price still available, and I will run through it just quickly and get to Joe's baseball plays here tonight, even though he does have a rain out, unfortunately. But Nuggets series price. Once again, different ways to attack different series, right? You could look at a full series, or you could go with a series spread, and that's what I've done here in this Nuggets-Lakers series. -1.5 games, meaning the Nuggets have to win in 4, 5, or 6. If it takes 7, I lose the bet. It's at -140 right now at DraftKings, which is the best price out there. Other shops are hanging -155, -175 or so. Look, I think the Lakers this year are better than what they were last year, even though they made the run to the Western Conference Finals. If they were playing Oklahoma City Thunder, Joe, maybe I'd be looking to back the Lakers to win the series, but I just think the Nuggets are a bad matchup for the Lakers, and ultimately, I just don't know if they have enough gas in the tank when you think back to what we saw on Tuesday night, how much they needed LeBron James late in that game, felt like he was running out a little bit of gas. Are these spasms going to kick in again on Anthony Davis, even though he's had an all-NBA type of season and really one of the better seasons he's had in recent memory? All that being said, I think the Nuggets take care of business. I do think the Lakers win a game, maybe 2. And I think you look back to last year, it was a sweep, but Lakers covered games 1 and 2 in Denver, and then the Nuggets.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
You think back to last Friday. They had a chance to lock up the 1 seed against the San Antonio Spurs, and they couldn't do it. They lost to a bad Spurs team. Victor Wembanyama had an incredible performance, Joe. I think that gave Michael Malone a little extra, be able to kick them in the rear end a little bit more to focus them. So I think the Nuggets get this thing done. I think they're excited to play the Lakers, high-profile type of series. We know how it went after the Western Conference Finals concluded and Michael Malone taking his shot. So ultimately, I think the Nuggets dispose of the Lakers. So Nuggets -1.5 in the series price.
Well, look, I'll tell you this much. I love that price. And considering that last year in the Western Conference Finals, Denver swept the Lakers, that is a great price to have here in the 2-7 matchup. The one thing I will say is you mentioned Anthony Davis having one of his better years. Yep. The key there is Anthony Davis had one of his healthier seasons that he's ever had in the NBA. And of course, he had the migraine thing, he had the spasms going on. But if Anthony Davis and LeBron James are both at full health this entire series, that's going to scare me a little bit, that play, if it goes to Game 6. If those guys are fully healthy and their backs are against the wall at home in a Game 6, that would scare me a little bit. The key here, I really think Game 1 is going to be huge. Who has the advantage? The Nuggets having a full week of rest, or the Lakers being a little more fine-tuned, having a game Tuesday night, but still not having to play Friday night, having 3 days of rest. It's enough rest where it's not too much. So Game 1's going to be intriguing. If the Nuggets win Game 1, I think that you're, I don't want to say home free, but I think you're in really good shape if the Nuggets win Game 1.
And you look at history of LeBron and teams that he's played for, not necessarily last year because they went out and took care of business right away against the Grizzlies, but sometimes kind of a feeling out process. I think he knows the urgency's there. Right now, Lakers a 7-point underdog in game number 1. Contemplating a couple of the play-in games tomorrow. Not ready to pull the trigger. Maybe tomorrow morning when I'm on with JVT doing Follow the Money. What do you got for us? A little late-night baseball?
A little baseball action. Light slate today. There was just 5 games to begin with. 3 of them were done in the morning, and we got a rain out. I liked the over 7.5, Miami, Chicago. I figured because of the chance of rain, I'd have, a good number there at 7.5 against 2 pitchers that give up a ton of runs, A.J. Puck, Jamison Tyone. But the rain was too much. That one's canceled. So I've got 2 pitcher props because that's where I specialize. Logan Webb over 18.5 outs at plus money. The guy is an outs recorded machine at home. No one plays better to their home park than Logan Webb at Oracle. Last year, he was money for going 7 innings plus. He's done it in 12 out of his last 16 home starts. Love Webb. He also last year against Arizona went over this mark in both home starts. Did it once on the road as well. 3 out of 4 total. He went for 21 outs, let alone just 19 that we need out of him today. I also went under 2.5 earned runs. They kind of go hand in hand here. If he's dominant, he's going to go deep into the game, probably do a good job against this Arizona lineup. And this D-backs lineup, there's a number out there, 4.5 strikeouts. It might look tempting. They don't strike out. 6.68 Ks per game, the lowest mark in baseball. That helps the outs recorded number because he's going to be economical. They're going to put the ball in play. They don't really hit for a high average, so they're going to put it in play probably at someone, and I just think Logan Webb goes out there and shoves tonight.
All right, there you go. Little baseball play.
You're
from
listening
Joe
to
and,
WRDB.
play from me. As we sit here right now, taking a look at tomorrow's games in the play-in tournament. New Orleans, that is the late game. Depending on where you look, either catching 1.5 at DraftKings. It's a pick'em here at Circa. Total sitting at 210.5 at Circa, 211.5 at DraftKings. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. Both games yesterday, by the way, the late three-pointer important to some in the Philadelphia-Miami game, as that game did ultimately go over. It looked like a dead under for the majority of the game. And then late night with Chicago and Atlanta, that game easily sailed over the total. But late last night, 207.5, 208. Any in-game price was much lower, and the over ultimately hits in that one. So I believe the overs are just 4-12 now all time in playing games. And then the early game tomorrow night in Miami, once again, no Jimmy Butler. -1.5 are the Heat against the Chicago Bulls, a total of 205.5.
And Tim, as that number's popping up on our screen, I can't help but notice that Bulls team total. 101.5, no Jimmy, obviously, especially in the postseason, one of the best two-way players out there. And, I mentioned earlier that I've got the Bulls money line in that one. That team total, I mean, if you think the Bulls are going to win or if it's going to be a close game with Jimmy Butler sidelined, you have to imagine Chicago's going to exceed 101.5. I think that team total is a really good number to look at. There might be some movement there. I would play that early.
Yeah, right now 101.5 pretty much at DraftKings, a 102 out there on some offshore shops. So we will run through all of the NBA playoff games a little bit later on in the show. Femi Abebefe going to join us here in 5 minutes. I do want to just kind of hint on a couple of what I've played so far in the draft market. This market moves so rapidly, and you look at Brock Bowers. We were talking about last night. Is he going to be landing there at 10? I think the Brock Bowers discussion, as we talked to John Daigle last hour, Joe, is really intriguing. Sitting at 11.5, 12.5, depending on where you look. Is he targeted for the Jets? If not, does he slide a little bit? I think Brock Bowers is one of the more fascinating type of players to keep an eye on when it comes to that draft position out there.
Yeah, it's pretty much Bowers or offensive line for the Jets. And I think if you're looking at building a franchise long-term, the smart move there is to go O-line at 10 and have a guy who can be groomed and, really grow with his quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers probably has a one-year window. And if you're dealing with a quarterback with a one-year window, you got to give him a weapon. I'm pretty confident in this Brock Bowers going at 10 at some pretty good plus money.
All right, we'll talk to Femi Abebefe, get his thoughts on the draft and what we've seen unfold so far in free agency.
The 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code VEGAS. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/bball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Spend your draft night with VSiN and the DraftKings Network. At 6 Eastern, VSiN Primetime helps you make your final bets before the draft starts as they analyze line movement and the latest news. Then at 8 Eastern, watch the draft with former NFL GM and executive Michael Lombardi on a special edition of the GM Shuffle. Michael analyzes every pick and trade and gives you the insight you need for the NFL Draft. On draft night, check out VSiN Primetime and the GM Shuffle on VSiN and the DraftKings Network.
Lamar Jackson added a second MVP trophy to the shelf this past offseason, but what are the odds he'll go back-to-back? Hi, I'm Stormy Bonantoni with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The Ravens star quarterback is a 10-1 shot, fifth on the odds board to repeat as the NFL's most valuable player. He joins a list of familiar faces led by fellow two-time MVP Patrick Mahomes as a 6-1 favorite. Josh Allen at 8-1 is always among the short shots, but he'll need to rein in those turnovers, especially with a now unproven wide receiver room. This past season, Allen led the league with 44 total touchdowns, but was also second in interceptions. Meanwhile, the Bengals certainly hope Joe Burrow at 9-1, coming off a season-ending injury, will bounce back with MVP-caliber play. The biggest mover we've seen recently in this market, though, is that of reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud, who entered the chat with his odds leapfrogging Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, and Brock Purdy following the Texans' trade for Stephon Diggs.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you to Pavlinsky Field here on the campus of Poland Seminary High School at the corner of 170 and Dobbins Road. As Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network, is proud to bring to you Poland Bulldogs men's lacrosse here on this Thursday afternoon. A beautiful day here, not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures warm for an April afternoon here in northeastern Ohio. And we should have an exciting matchup for you today as the Poland Bulldogs, they come in at 1-5 today. They will take on the 1-5 Benedictine Bengals out of the city of Cleveland. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with Justine Carney up there with me this afternoon as we bring you some afternoon lacrosse here. Game on delay here as the team bus for Cleveland Benedictine took a little longer to get here, trying to get through traffic, but nonetheless, we are just 2 or 3 minutes away from the face-off as captains and officials meet at midfield as we get ready for Game 2 of the week for the Poland Bulldogs. On Monday, they would head out to Ravenna to take on the Southeast Pirates. They would drop that one by a score of 11-5. And, of course, missing on that day would be one of the key players, Connor Mold, unavailable. Today, he is back. However, Jason Ike will be unavailable for the Bulldogs. Want to remind you also, coming up next week, the Youngstown Phantoms will be back in town. They're going to head out to Dubuque as they start a 5-game series in the second round of the USHL playoffs. The Phantoms knock off the Madison Capitals last night by a score of 8-4, and they win that best-of-3 series here at the Cavelli Center. Great seats still available. Make sure you give Kelsey Morton and crew a call down at the Cavelli Center, 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825, as we cheer on the Phantoms as they defend their Clark Cup championship from last year. And again, an exciting brand of hockey. Great job by Coach Ryan Ward and crew over this 3-game series, dropping the first game, but then coming out and knocking off the Capitals for 2 in a row. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the face-off here at Poland Seminary High School. You are listening to Poland Bulldogs men's lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, all a part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com, Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Face-off underway here as George Mail is going to win this one against Scott for the Poland Bulldogs. Malis to the near side now. Going to send this one back to the top. Going to get this one back out to Cole Eaton. Eaton now going to work to the right of the net. Try to find a lane, but the Bengals defense going to step in, slow him down. Eaton now from the slot, taking a shot. It's going to go in. 11:37 of the first quarter. Poland takes a 1-0 lead over the Benedictine Bengals. Both teams a one-win team. And Cole Eaton gets the scoring started for the Bengals. And a good start for the Bulldogs, a start they've been looking for all season long. Their last win coming up last week against Geauga, my apologies. So we're going to get an illegal procedure. It's going to be Poland with the ball. Cole Eaton now again on the offense, working outside the perimeter. Alex Cook making his way to the field. Eaton sending it down behind the net. It's going to be Connor Mold filling in for Jason Ike at the X. Going to feed that one into the slot. Was looking for George Malis. Couldn't get connect on the pass, but we're going to get a whistle. And Poland, I believe, is going to maintain possession. 11:16 here, first quarter. If you're just joining us here, the Poland Bulldogs and the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. As the Bengals will get possession, they'll send this one out to midfield. They'll clear it. Craven on defense. He's going to be chasing down Jacob Sheen. Sheen now to the far side, trying to get to midfield, but he's going to run in white jerseys. And he's going to get some pressure towards the sideline. He'll make it on his way back and make it across midfield. He'll get it over to Thaddeus Harris. Harris to the near side. Harris with Nick Blanche in front of him. Harris now going to send this down to Reisner. That's going to be Sheen again. Sheen sending it back down to Harris. Harris to the X. He'll send it around. That's going to be Finn Titus. Trying to pass it in the slot, and it's going to be a shot on goal, but a great save by Ralph Mold. Ball now to the far side, working around the perimeter, into the slot, shot, and it's going to be a bounce pass. It's going to go over the cage. Shot by Wyatt Toth. He is going to head out to the back of the end zone, and it'll be Benedictine ball. As Finn Titus will bring this one in from the X, he'll try to send it to the far side. Sean Mathis now with the ball. He'll send it back up top for the Bengals. Bengals now Working around the fence. Try to get it down in the slot, but that's going to be Nick Blanche stepping in, going to take the ball away for Poland. Turnover for the Bulldogs. Blanche now sending this down to Josh Maseko. Maseko down the far sideline. Try to send it over to Max O'Brien, but it's going to be over his head and head over into the track. And the Bengals will take possession. 9:46 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 1-0 lead by way of a Cole Eaton goal. Ball out to midfield, going to be loose, picked up by Benedictine. It'll be Jim Rubadou with the ball. Going to send it back over to Thaddeus Harris. Harris tried to set it from the top, couldn't handle the pass, picked up by Poland. Brought out to midfield, and it's going to be Josh Maseko sending it down to Malis. Malis to the right of the cage, sends it back to the far side, intended for Max O'Brien again. So O'Brien couldn't handle it, and it will head right back out to the same area on the track. Ball now coming in from the far side corner. They'll send it out to midfield. Fisher now with the ball. Send it out to Bezikovic. Maseko stepping in, though, going to knock this one loose. And the ball now still loose on the turf. Going to be picked up by Johan Serrano. Serrano now send it to the far side sideline. Great move by Deshaun Mathis. Mathis trying to work to the inside. He'll try to send it back to the X, but can't connect on the pass. It'll go out of bounds. I believe that's still going to be Benedictine possession. 8:50 on a running clock here, first quarter. Poland with a 1-0 lead. Titus now to the far side. He'll send this one around. They'll work it to the perimeter. Serrano with the ball now. High. Ball going to come loose here. Poland looking strong defensively. As the ball still loose, Craven in there. We'll get a whistle. And it's going to be Poland ball. .8:23 as Cole Eaton makes his way to the field, as well as Connor Casey. Craven now with the ball. He'll send this one to Cole Eaton. Craven will head to the sideline. Connor Mold from around the side. From the X position, tried to wrap it around. And it'll head out of bounds. And they're going to actually say this is going to be Benedictine ball. And we'll give them credit for shot on the goal. 8:08 left here, first quarter. Clock stop now. Bowling back in action on Saturday as they head over to Cardinal Mooney. That'll be a 5 o'clock start here. Ball loose now, picked up by Sobrian. Sobrian trying to send it to midfield, try to get it out to Connor Mold. Mold going to be, tried to pick it up, but got knocked down. There'll be a push against Benedictine. Poland will keep the ball. 7:46 of the first quarter. Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead. They'll bring this one from the near sideline. It'll be George Malis. The face-off specialist with the ball. He'll send this one back to Connor Mold at the X. Mold now sending out to Sir Brian. Sir Brian going to send this one back up top. Trying to work to the inside is Cook. Alex Cook now ball fed into the middle. Trying to get it to Brian. So Brian went to take the shot. Got the rebound. Cole Eaton took another shot, but that'll head out, and Benedictine will take possession. So good movement by the Bulldogs to get this game started. They lead 1-0, 7:25 left here, first quarter. Poland will make the switch with the defensive personnel. Craven and Maseko back out on the field. Ball now midfield as Maseko will chase down Harris. Harris over the middle. Now we cat caught on defense. He'll send it around the perimeter. Get it out to Wyatt Toth. Toth to the far side. Toth trying to work to the inside. Working between the hash, trying to get into the slot. Couldn't get there. A shot on goal. And it's going to be a Benedictine goal, and that's going to be by number 19, Deshaun Mathis. That makes it a 1-1 game. Tied up here with 6:53 left in the first quarter.
Bengals goal by number 19, Deshaun Mathis.
So Mathis working into the slot as Malis will come out for the draw here. 6:53 left, first quarter. All tied up at 1. Malis going to win this one cleanly and bring it down in the slot. He'll try to work his way past Gabriel Heskamp. Ball's going to come loose, picked up by Benedictine. They're going to be on the rush, left to right. As they'll send it over the middle, going to be picked off by Nick Blanche. Blanche on the rush now. He's going to be chased down by Ezekiel Bartlett. Blanche sending it down to Sabrine. Sabrine couldn't handle the pass. This one going to head out of bounds. Closest Bengal to it was John McCullough. And it will be Bengal ball as Alex Turpin will bring this in for Cleveland Benedictine. 6:29 left here, first quarter, all tied up at 1. Benedictine bringing this one in. The netminder, Zach Reisner, will bring this one in. He'll try to find an outlet. Send it over towards the sideline. Finally going to be picked up by Turpin. Turpin down the near sideline. We'll get a whistle. Craven was chasing him. And I believe maybe Turpin went out of bounds. Couldn't catch it as Craven will bring this one in from the defensive side. Craven trying to work back to the inside. He'll work past Titus. Craven now hit a pass on the go. Poland now working into the slot and forced back out on the perimeter. Going to be a push as Cole Eaton tries to set up the offense. Connor Casey coming on the field. Eaton going to drop the ball. Flag coming out. Believe this one's going to be against Benedictine. It's going to be an illegal check. Ball loose. And it'll be locked up by Reisner. And we'll see if we can catch a call from the official. Okay, so we are going to have a check from behind against Benedictine, and I believe that's going to be Jim Rubidoux. That's going to serve the 1-minute penalty for the Bengals. 5:33 left here in this first quarter, all tied up at 1. Poland on the man advantage now, as Connor Mold is going to bring this one up high from the X position. Eaton now is going to feed Mold. Mold to the far side. Down to the left of Reisner, going to take a shot, and it's going to go out of bounds. And that's going to be Bengal ball with 5:14 left here in the first quarter. Benedictine having some busing issues today. As they got here about 45 minutes late. Reisner now trying to send this one downfield. He's out of the box, but overshot his target. Going to be picked up by Poland. That's going to be Jacob Zura with the ball. He'll send it to the far side. Ball still loose. This one's going to be picked up by Toth. Toth for the Bengals. Going to feed this one inside. Got it to Titus. Titus couldn't handle it. It's going to come loose. Going to get a shot on goal. It's going to be stopped by Ralph Mold. Thaddeus Harris went in, stole the ball, got into the slot, took the shot, and Ralph Mold with the save. Craven now at midfield on the rush. Going to be chased down by Rubidoux. Craven's going to have to hold up, work to the outside. He'll spin around and work back to center field. Send this one down low. Craven will make his way to the sideline. Get it back out to Connor Mold. Mold at the X. He'll be to the left of Reisner behind the net. Mold. Going to have George Malis. Malis to Eaton as Connor Casey makes his way to the field. Eaton going to send this one across to the far side. Trying to work to the inside. It's going to be Alex Cook. Cook going to send this one back to Mold. Mold into the slot. Couldn't get it, but that's going to be Cole Eaton with the ball. Going to take the shot. Reiser going to stop it. And Reiser going to send this one all the way downfield. Bouncing pass. And that one was intended for Toth. Toth couldn't find it. They're going to battle for it now on the far sideline. And that's going to be Jake Zura battling for it. We're going to have a flag on the play. And this one could probably go either way. We're going to have a second flag, as we might have a little bit of activity after the whistle. 3:26 left here, first quarter, all tied up at 1. See if we can sneak in, maybe get a call from the officials. 2 flags on the play. Looked like there was going to be 1 live ball foul and maybe a dead ball foul after that, to use the football terms. See what the officials got to say. So 2 slashing calls coming up against Wyatt Toth for the Bengals. So 3:26 left here, first quarter. Poland on their second man advantage in just a few minutes. Connor Mold now to bring it from the far side. Nobody at the X position right now. Mold content to walk this one across. He'll get out to Alex Cook. Cook from the top. We'll look for Cole Eaton. Eaton to the near side to Malis. Malis takes a shot. It's going to bounce off the ground, stopped by Reisner. And it's going to be picked up by Heskamp. Heskamp going to lose the ball. And picked up by Connor Mold. Mold last week had 6 goals in a game, as he'll have to hit Cole Eaton at the top. Eaton with the spin move. Takes a shot. It's going to go high. And above Reisner's head into the net. Poland takes a 2-1 lead. 2:57 left here in this first quarter. Cole Eaton with his second goal of the quarter. They take advantage of the Benedictine penalties. Take a 2-1 lead. 2:57 left here, first quarter. Poland looking for their second win of the season. As we'll have Malis with the face-off. It'll get sent back to Josh Maseko. Maseko not seeing the man from behind. We're going to have a whistle, though. Thaddeus Harris behind him. And Poland is going to take a timeout. So 2:53 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 2-1 lead. We are going to step aside just for a 30-second break. You're listening to Poland Men's Lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
.253 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 2-1 lead. Bulldogs take a timeout, as the Poland defense looking exceptional here so far. Poland's offense looking a little bit different without Jason Ike, as Connor Mold has moved around a little bit from the attack and working from the X position as well. Again, Poland will be back in action on Saturday. We may not be carrying that one. No press box there over at Cardinal Mooney, but we'll see what we can put together. And Coach Matt Harrell trying to get some housekeeping duties in. Trying to get an explanation from the official down there. Not sure what the holdup is. 2:53 left here, first quarter. Poland 2, Cleveland Benedictine 1. And I believe they're going to say that Wyatt Toth has to go back to the box. He has to continue to serve the penalty. There were 2 penalties on him at that time. He cleared one with the goal, with the Poland goal. So I believe he's going to have to sit on the second penalty. There was 2 slash calls against him. So the officials now going to talk out at the hash marks. They'll be right around the football 30-yard line. And they're going to say, nope, that cleared both penalties. And Toth will head back to the field for the Bengals. .253 left here in this first quarter. And Poland now with the ball. Connor Mold now in the offensive zone. Going to work it down the near sideline. He'll have Gabriel Heskamp in front of him. Mold now working back to the X as Heskamp going to chase him down. Mold trying to work around there, but he'll think twice, step back, and reset. So Brian now sending this back out to to Alex Cook. Eaton trying to cut across the middle. Cook couldn't get the ball to him. Cook now send this one over to Cole Eaton. He'll be at the top. Flag still on the turf. I think they just left that on there. Pass over to Cook, but Alex Cook couldn't handle it. It's going to go out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. Benedict team will take possession. Oh, no, that was a fresh flag. I didn't see that come out, so I do apologize. 2:12 left here, first quarter. And they're going to send Finn Titus to the box. Matter of fact, yep. Okay, thought there was going to be two, but didn't get the call on that. We do apologize. 2:10 left here as Poland goes to the man advantage. Mold now sending this one up to Cook. Cook cross to Cole Eaton. Eaton working it back across. Mold feinting a shot. He'll send this one down low, and they'll send it back out to Connor Mold. Mold going to circle around. He'll slide. Get it to Malis. Malis was looking for a shot, but he's going to have to battle Ethan Flagel for the ball, but he'll recover it. Malis now at the X, going to send it out to the near side. Going to be knocked away by the Bengals. Try to get a number for you on that. Great defensive play. I believe that was going to be Will Milan, the freshman. As Connor Mold will bring this one in for the Bulldogs. 1:27 left here, first quarter. So Brian now with the ball. He'll send this one back up top to Alex Cook. Cook sending it over to Cole Eaton. Eaton going to try to work his way to the inside. Got a shot. And it's going to be saved by Reisner. I thought that one went in for a second, but Zach Reisner, the senior, doing a great job. He'll send this one out to the near sideline to Ethan Flagel. Flagel under pressure from Malish. Gets the ball up, but it was going to be picked up by Eaton. Eaton on the angle, trying to get to the net. Trying to get the ball back to Malish, but he's going to dish it off to Mold. Mold takes the shot, but Reisner will make the save, and it'll head out of bounds as George Malish will bring this one in for the Bulldogs. Under a minute left here, 49 seconds. Connor Mold now with the ball from behind Reisner. Send it out to the far side. It'll be Sabrine. Back to Mold. Mold trying to work his way around, takes a shot, but it's going to head out of bounds. Poland will maintain possession with 33 seconds left. And against Geauga, Connor Mold putting up 6 goals in that game. He and Cole Eaton accounting for the entire offense. Eaton tried to work to the inside, but he'll take a shot. He'll send it back down to Connor Mold. Good news is that Ralph Mold has not had a lot of activity down on the defensive end. As Connor Casey now with the ball. Will rotate this one up, back up high. Casey looking like he was going to take a shot, drops the ball, recovers, and he'll get some pressure from Ezekiel Bartlett. Ball loose in the slot, picked up by Reisner. We're going to have a flag. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'll see if they're going to give us the call on the foul as the officials are going to talk. And it doesn't look like we're going to get the call here before we head to the second quarter. We'll try to listen in. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll update you on that when we come right back. You're listening to Poland Bulldogs Men Lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, all a part of the iMedia1 network.
Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
We flip sides of the field as we go to the second quarter. Reisner will be in the net to our right, Ralph Mold to our left, as Poland has a 2-1 lead over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. Had a penalty coming up here and didn't get the call on it, but it's going to be Jim Rubidoux, the senior midi, serving the penalty. We'll see if we can actually get the call here before we start. All right, so it's a technical. I believe that's going to be a 30-second penalty as we get underway here. Second quarter action coming up here on Western Reserve Radio on the iMedia1 network. As Malis will win this one again. He'll beat out Ezekiel Bartlett. Malis going to dump this one off to Connor Casey. Casey couldn't handle the pass, and it's going to trickle behind the net. Casey now sending it back out to Malis. Malis waiting for Cole Eaton. Eaton now back to the far side, sending it over to Alex Cook. Cook out to Mold. Mold from the near side, send it down low, get it out to Sobrian, and then back out to Mold. Alex Cook sending that back over to Eaton. Eaton down to Malis and back. Eaton going to rotate the offense now as they'll clear the penalty. Shot on net and knocked away by Reisner. Alex Cook taking the shot for Poland. And they're actually going to say this is going to be Bengal ball with 11:23 left here in the second quarter. Rubidoux going to bring this in from behind the net. He'll send it over to Reisner. Reisner going to scan the field and try to find an option. He'll send it to the far side. And the Bengals now bringing this towards midfield. Try to get a pass to the center. Going to be picked up by the Bengals. That's going to be Mathis with the ball. Mathis trying to work past Craven. Craven going to pick the ball up. The long stick defensive midi. Craven now going to send this one all the way over to Jacob Zura. Zura going to bring it downfield, trying to find an option. Going to be picked up by Max Sobrian. Sobrian going to send it down low, going to get the ball. Mold going to take the shot. It's going to go wide of the cage. Connor Mold with an excellent look there. 10:39 left here, second quarter. Bulldogs with a 2-1 lead. Connor Mold from the low slot took the swing and just missed the back of the cage. Reisner fortunate on that one as Zach Reisner will bring this one in for the Bengals. He'll walk out of the crease forward. Send this over to Deshaun Mathis. Mathis sending it over to Fisher. Fisher sending it to the far side. The Bengals will bring it down the far sideline. Try to send it into the middle, looking for Ezekiel Bartlett. Bartlett going to have to go back out to the outside to gain possession on this one, and we'll get a whistle. And not sure what we got here. Okay, nonetheless, Poland will maintain possession. The Bengals will maintain possession. Trying to bring it from behind the net, trying to work around Ralph Mold, but it's going to go across the net. Still loose in the crease, and Ralph Mold now bringing this one up the far hash marks. Mold looking downfield, going to send this one in the offensive zone. And looking for his brother, Connor, actually, who's going to pick it up. Fisher was in the way, but Mold now going to circle the offense around. He's going to end up in the X position. He'll try to feed it to Max O'Brien. Too high of a pass. And it doesn't look like the Bengals see it. And it's going to be a loose ball headed towards midfield. And it's going to be knocked back into the defensive zone, but this time going to be picked up by Wyatt Toth of the Bengals. Coming down the near side on the rush. He's going to take the shot on net. Going to be knocked away by Ralph Mold. Also ahead, Zura on defense for the Bulldogs. Ball now out to Craven. Craven in the middle, trying to work his way around, trying to find an option. He'll work past Ezekiel Bartlett, send it down to the far sideline to get it to Malis. Malis trying to work to the inside. The big man takes a shot, going to bounce over the cage and out of bounds. Poland will maintain possession. 9:04 left here, second quarter. Mold going to send this one out to Sobrian. Sobrian back up high to Cook. And Cook will have Cole Eaton to his left. Cook looking like he wanted to work to the inside. Nowhere to go there. Cook now taking a second shot, and it's going to go just wide right of the cage and out of bounds. Poland again maintaining possession. 8:46 left here, second quarter. As Bayless will send this one over to Connor Mold. Say Connor Mold a lot because we have two. We have Ralph, who's his brother, in net. Pass out near the out of bounds. Poland will get the ball as Jacob Sheen couldn't handle it. The junior let that one go out, and now it'll be Cole Eaton. Eaton taking a shot, and it's going to go off the top bar, high into the air, still loose. And I don't think Max O'Brien saw it. And O'Brien now kind of looked around like, oh, didn't see that. 8:21 left here, second quarter. Connor Mold, number 6. And Ralph Mold, number 23. Connor Mold trying to work around, and he's going to take the shot, and it's going to go off the stick of Reisner. Reisner with another great stop. Connor Casey now going to bring this one in for Poland from behind the net. It'll be to the far side. Casey battling over in the corner, going to lose it. Malis tried to pick it up. He'll lose it as well. Picked up by the Bengals. They'll head down midfield as Alex Cook trying to chase down Jacob Sheen. Sheen, the faster of the two now, will make it down the far sideline, but he will retreat outside the box here. Try to reset this one. Try to get the ball over to Serrano. Serrano couldn't handle it, but he'll backtrack, pick it up, and send it to the far side. Pass couldn't be handled, and it was going to be picked up by Nick Blanche. Blanche with the spin. Going to send it across to get it out to Alex Cook. Cook going to take a shot. Ball loose and picked up by Sheen for the Bengals. He'll take it to the far side. Craven chasing him down. Long stick defenseman pushing him out. Try to get him out of bounds. Couldn't get it done, though. And now Jacob Ruba going to force the turnover for the Bulldogs to the far side. Ruba going to send this out to Ralph Mold. Mold sending it to the far side now. Blanche with the ball, trying to move it forward, look for an option, get out to Craven. Craven trying to work back to the inside, past two blue jerseys, and he's going to work it into the offensive zone. Craven now inside the box. He'll get this over to Alex Cook. Eaton will make his way back to the field. Craven to the sideline. As Poland's offense will take over here, 6:43. As Eaton now with the ball into the slot, takes a shot, bouncing shot, and it's going to go in. 6:37 of the second quarter. Cole Eaton, with his third goal of the day, puts the Bulldogs up by a score of 3-1. So Eaton with the hat trick. With just 6:37 left here in the second quarter. Taking over the offense, Connor Mold now working a little bit of a different role here at the X position with the absence of Jason Ike. As Malis now will take the face-off against Scott. Excuse me, that'll be Peter Dalton on the face-off. Malis winning this one, tried to get into the slot, worked his all the way downfield past Gabriel Heskamp, but he'll be pushed out of bounds, ball loose. And I don't know, the officials might have had a little bit of a quick whistle on that one as the ball came loose, but they're going to say Poland's going to maintain possession. And we're going to have a penalty coming up. It's going to be a conduct penalty. And we'll see. One's going to be against George Malis. Bengals on the man advantage. 6:21 left here in the second quarter. So Craven now working in the slot. He'll work against Ezekiel Bartlett. Jacob Zura now also in the slot there, trying to work the inside. It's going to be Toth picking up the ball. Toth sent it in the slot. Going to take the shot. The Bengals are going to score on the man advantage. 6:02 of the second quarter. On Serrano with the shot, the junior closes the gap to 3-2 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Bengals goal by number 28, Johan Serrano.
So draw coming at midfield, 6:02 left here, second quarter. Poland still with a 3-2 lead. Malis taking a face-off after serving the penalty. Ball going to trickle back into the Bengals offensive zone. Picked up by Finn Titus. Titus trying to work around her, but Craven going to step in, snag this one up off the turf, get it out to Ralph Mold. He'll come out of the crease, send this one up to Zura. Zura up the near sideline. Zura trying to work past Mathis and back to the inside. He'll drop pass it over to, I believe that's going to be Cole Eaton. Eaton to the far side. Eaton going to slow this one down as he waits for Alex Cook to get on the field. He's going to pass this one over to Connor Mold. Mold's going to take the shot, but it's stopped by Reisner. Mold trying to sneak around the right side of Reisner. 5:19 left here, second quarter. Pass attempted downfield, going to be tipped by a Bulldog and loose. Ball loose at midfield. Still no possession here as Poland going to pick it up. Working to the inside, takes the shot. It's going to be knocked away by Reisner. Connor Mold on the rush. Couldn't find the back of the net. Ball still loose to the rear. And picked up by Fisher. Fisher trying to get past Mold, but he'll get this to Reisner. And Reisner will settle things down for the Bengals. And back out to the far side. Mathis now with the ball near midfield. Sean Mathis working down the near sideline. He'll run into Craven. Craven will knock the ball loose, and it's going to be on the turf. Picked up by Caden Cadcott. We're going to have a whistle. And it's going to be a timeout for Poland. With 4:20 left here in the second quarter, Bulldogs with a 3-2 lead. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Poland Bulldogs Men's Lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
.420 left here in this first half. Poland with a 3-2 lead. Bulldogs taking a timeout. As Cole Eaton with the hat trick already today. Scoring went like this. We'll start at 11:36 of the first quarter when Eaton would find the back of the net. And just a few moments later, it would be Alex Turpin at 6:53 of the first quarter. He would get one past the netminder, Ralph Mold. 2:57 of the first quarter, Cole Eaton would find his second goal of the day. And 6:37 of the second quarter, Eaton would find his third. And then on the man advantage, Cleveland would find the back of the net. Would be, that would be Sean Mathis with the shot. Poland 3-2 lead here, 4:19 as the clock starts to run Connor Mold to the near side now. Trying to work his way down slowly as Connor Casey makes his way to the field. Mold working him behind Reisner. He'll have Fisher right in front of him. He'll get us out to Eaton. Eaton going to take the shot, and it's going to go in. 3:58 of the second quarter. Eaton with his 4th goal of the day on the feed from Connor Mold. Mold with the assist, Eaton with the goal. Bulldogs get the 2-goal advantage back. 3:57 left here in the half. Midfield draw coming up with Malus and Dalton. Malus, I believe, has won every faceoff here so far in this first half. Good game for the big man. This one will get scooped back into the Poland defensive zone, and Catcott going to pick this up from the far sideline. Try to push it in, but I think he's going to go out of bounds, and the Bengals will pick this one up in their offensive zone to the far sideline. Rothenbuehler on defense, going to force his pass up high to Thaddeus Harris. Harris going to try to bring it around and get it over to Turpin. Well, he'll think better and keep it. Turpin will work a little bit lower. Harris now trying to work past Craven. Craven staying square on him. Ball have to be passed over to Sheen, and Sheen back to Harris. Harris at the top, Craven in front of him. Craven, again, good footwork, staying in front of Harris. One of the faster guys on the field. Pass attempted over to Turpin. Turpin going to pick it up, but he's going to lose it as well, and picked up again by Harris for the Bengals. Try to get into the slot. Going to take a shot, and that was Bartlett. Stopped by Ralph Mold. Mold working out of the crease, and he'll have Zura to the near sideline. Zura going to work it up the sideline past the Bengals bench. But he's going to be under pressure from Harris. He'll have to think twice, step back, and send it across the field. Cadcott now going to send this one over to Craven. Craven trying to find Josh Maseko, but it's going to be knocked away by Gabriel Heskamp. Heskamp now with the ball. He'll try to work down the far side, try to get it in the slot. Ball going to be loose, and I believe that Rothenbuehler going to be the closest one to it. Rothenbuehler, though, going to have that ball knocked away by Heskamp. Rothenbuehler will recover it, try to control it, and he'll bring it up the near sideline. And he'll get past Titus, and we're going to have a whistle. And a turnover for the Bulldogs. Bengals will bring this one in from the far sideline. Craven defensively one-on-one with Harris. Harris going to work his way down into the X position. Harris and Craven just one-on-one. Ball loose. And Craven going to pick this one up. Wasn't able to control it. Still loose. Nobody sees it, but finally picked up by Zura. I believe that's going to be Zura. Yep, and going to work to the inside past 3 blue jerseys. Nice move by Jacob Zura as he gets this one out to Ralph Mold. And Mold, a little trouble controlling it, no problem. Picks it up, gets it to the far sideline. Bulldogs on the rush as Josh Maseko will trail this one. And Connor Mold now from the X position, looking for somebody in the slot, going to wrap it around himself. And he's going to take the shot and score. 1:26 of the second quarter. And they're going to say that Mold was in the crease. We'll see what the officials say. But we're going to have a flag on the play as well. So if the play stands, Connor Mold with his first goal today at 1:25 of the second quarter. Officials going to talk about it. We'll see if we can hear him. And not only will the Poland goal stand, there's going to be a penalty coming up against Benedictine, and it's going to be Jim Rubidou who's going to serve the penalty for the illegal check. And we'll have the draw at midfield. 1:25 left here in this first half. Poland up by a score of 5-2. We'll have a whistle, false start. And the Bengals will get possession of this. As Dalton will now send this one across to Harris. Harris going to work around the far side. He and Craven back and forth here so far in this first half. From down low, beats to the left of Mold to the far sideline. He'll have Rothenbuehler in front of him. It'll be Titus with the ball for the Bengals. 1 minute left here in this half. Things slowing down, and officials starting to watch. Let's see if there's going to be a failure to. Ball picked off by Zura. Zura sending it to midfield to Eaton. Eaton couldn't handle it. And Harris in there, and Craven again battling for the ball. Harris with the speed advantage, Craven with the footwork advantage. And they'll send this one out to Mathis. Mathis up high, just to the left of the netminder. He'll send this one down low. Errant pass is Rothenbuehler going to step in. Ball's going to be loose. And there's going to be a push coming up against Jake Rothenbuehler. Bengals will get the ball with 22.6 seconds left in this first half. Send it down to the X position. That's Mathis trying to wrap around. Takes a shot. Going to go across the crease and head out of bounds. It'll still be Bengal ball with 7 seconds left in the half. Toth going to bring this in from the near sideline. All the way across midfield. And Cole Eaton would reach up for this one. I believe it went off the tip of his stick. And it'll go out of bounds with just 1 second left here. We'll see if they run this one off, if they'll actually bring it in. Poland going to take the shot from the sideline. Stopped by Reisner. No problem, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half here at Pavlinsky Field in Poland, where the Poland Bulldogs have a 5-2 lead over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. We're going to step aside for a timeout. Come back, we'll give you a scoring recap. We'll talk a little bit about Phantoms and where they're going to be headed to in the second round of the playoffs, all that and much more. Coming up here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Milk Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
So because of the late arrival of the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals, we have an abbreviated halftime, just under 3 minutes left here at the halfway mark. Poland with a 5-2 lead. Scoring went like this. It would be Cole Eaton that would get the scoring started for Poland, 11:36 of the first quarter. But it would be the Bengals responding at 6:53 of the first quarter as Alex Turpin would find the back of the net for the Bengals. Cole Eaton would strike again at 2:57 of the first quarter, would give the Bulldogs a 2-1 lead. Second quarter action. Sing along if you know the words. Cole Eaton again at 6:37 would find the back of the net. And at 6:02, the Bengals would respond with a man advantage play. And that would cut the lead for the Poland Bulldogs. But not to be outdone, Cole Eaton again at 3:57 of the second quarter would find the back of the net. And then Connor Mold would get on the board at 1:25 of the second quarter, giving the Bulldogs a 5-2 lead over the Benedictine Bengals. And again, a long drive up there from Cuyahoga County here. Kind of traffic heavy. Sure, coming down 480 and then the turnpike and everything. So a little bit late today, but again, abbreviated halftime. Not a problem here. Great game going on. Also tonight in Canfield, they will try to make up the Boardman-Canfield matchup that was canceled last night due to weather. But that should be an outstanding game over in the city of Canfield. I want to remind you the Youngstown Phantoms will be back at the Covelli Center next Tuesday as they head to Dubuque for a 5-game series in the second round of the USHL playoffs. Games 1 and 2 will be in Dubuque. 3 and 4 will be in Youngstown. And Game 5, if necessary, will head back to Dubuque. And certainly the Phantoms coming up big as they drop their first game in a 3-game series against the Madison Capitals. And they get the win on Tuesday and Wednesday to wrap up that series. So, again, Coach Ryan Ward doing a great job with that squad there. And certainly we have all enjoyed the contributions of, I will say, of Black Bear Entertainment. They have been outstanding here. Of course, we encourage you to come out to the Covelli Center to see some outstanding family-friendly and affordable fun. That was the word I was looking for there. 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825. Of course, season tickets have gone on sale for next season. We encourage to get your tickets today. Some great perks that come along with being a season ticket holder. And you get to see the stars of the NHL, or the future stars of the NHL, right here in Youngstown. And they are littered through the NHL this year, and proud to say so. So, clock going to tick down here. We'll put 12 minutes fresh up on the board as we will switch sides of the field again. Reisner will be into the net to our left, Mold to our right. And so far, Ralph Mold having an outstanding night in the net. His brother Connor Mold putting one in the back of the net as well. So the Molds there, Caitlin and Ralph, producing a couple of pretty good lacrosse players here. Give a little shout out to them. And, of course, Grandma Barb down there as well. And if you don't know her, she is world famous down at the Covelli Center.
I think my granddad was more world famous.
And, of course, we could never forget Kevin. They are staples down there as we get underway here. Third quarter action. Cole Eaton going to pick this one up on the Malus faceoff. Eaton now on the rush down the middle of the field. Looking for somebody in the slot, but he's going to have to settle for somebody to the right, and he's going to overthrow Max O'Brien. Ball going to go out of bounds. Bengals will take over. 11:46 left here in the third quarter. Thank you for joining us here on Western Reserve Radio, whether you're listening in on the Live 365 app, on TuneIn, or on westernreserveradio.com, or even watching on Facebook at iMedia1 Network or Western Reserve Digital-Radio. Of course, if you go to Twitter, it'll be WR_radio. Bengals now with the ball trying to work through the middle. Connor Mold with the ball with an empty net. Takes a shot. Poland's going to score. 11:21 of the third quarter.
I don't think they're going to count it. There was a whistle.
And, okay, then we're being told there was a whistle now. Did not hear that. As our technology starts talking to us up here. So the officials now talking. Net was empty. Reisner was out of the cage. Craven now making his way to the sideline. No explanation from the officials. They're still talking. That would have been the second goal of the night for Mold, but looks like that's going to be waved off. Sometimes it just looks too easy. All right, so after some discussion here, it looks like it's going to be Poland ball. Max O'Brien will bring it in from the far side. That'll save me from having to write that one down. 11:21 left here in the third quarter. We're just getting the second half underway here. So Brian now will send this one back to Mold. Mold at the X from behind the cage with Reisner in it. Send it out to Malus. Malus, the faceoff specialist, having a great night as well. I don't believe he's lost a faceoff tonight as now Cole Eaton working to the inside. Was going to take a shot. Had to work around 3 blue jerseys. Spins and takes a shot. Going to be stopped by Reisner. And another great stop by the senior goalie, and it's going to be a shot on goal. for Poland. Coming out of nowhere. 10:54 of the third quarter. And Cole Eaton, as I tally these up for Cole, this will be his 5th of the night. Maybe Cole's thinking, well, Connor Mold did it last week, 6 in a game. Maybe I can do that. He is well en route to that. 10:54, third quarter. Poland with a 6-2 lead. Draw at midfield. As we'll have an illegal procedure. Malis will bring this one in. Malis waiting for Eaton to make his way off the sideline. And we'll slow things down. Alex Cook also on the field for Poland. Malis to the far side. Going to drop this one to Cook. Little airmail drop there. Alex Cook working to the inside. Takes a shot, and it's going to be stopped by Reisner. Flag on the play. Ball still loose, and I believe this one's going to be against the Bengals. Maybe a slash. Ball still loose. No possession here in front of the net. Reisner waiting for that one to slide past him, but picked up by Poland. Sent out to Eaton. Eaton took a shot, but it's going to go off the stick of Ethan Flegel. Poland still on the delayed penalty. 10:02 left your third quarter. Cook get in the mold. Mold trying to work to the inside. Took the golf shot. And Reisner's going to stop that one. Reisner locks it down. We're going to have an illegal check coming up against the Bengals. See who the guilty party is here. It was a massive humanity there battling for the ball. I believe that's going to be Gabriel Heskamp that will serve the penalty for the Bengals. 9:53 left here, third quarter. As Poland will bring this in from the far sideline. That'll be Connor Mold. Story of the night so far has been Cole Eaton with 5 goals for the Bulldogs. Mold from the high far corner sends us out to Cook. Cook to Eaton. Eaton to Malis. And they'll work it around the perimeter of the offense as Cook will get this back to Connor Mold. Mold likes that move to the inside. He feeds it into the slot, tried to get it to Eaton, but it'll be Malis and it picks it up. Malis went to take the shot, but it was going to be knocked away by Flegel. Ball still loose and finally picked up by Rubadu. He'll feed this one out as the Bengals now will get this one downfield and finally into the offensive zone. And I'm thinking that, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the first trip into the offensive zone for the Bengals, but a turnover out of bounds in Poland. Going to bring this one in. Rothenbuehler sending it one down the near sideline. Eaton will jog it down as the Poland offense is set. Eaton trying to get set to the inside. Takes a shot and stopped by Reisner. Reisner with a beautiful stop. The senior goalie doing an outstanding job considering the circumstances. He'll send us out to the far side. Couldn't connect on the pass with Titus, but Titus will recover it and send it back to Reisner. Reisner will scan the field, move forward, and send it over the middle. He was looking for Harris. Ball's loose. And we're going to have a whistle with 8:38 left here in the third quarter. Be a turnover. Not sure why missed that one, so we do apologize again on that. 8:36. Third quarter, Cole Eaton now moving down the slot. Tries to feed it down, and it'll be Cowles with the ball. Took the shot, but it's going to be a bounce over to the far sideline. It'll go out of bounds. Poland will maintain possession. Fisher smartly trying to block out Malis, thinking that ball was going to be out on the Bulldogs, but officials will say that Poland will keep it. Mold now from the X position. He'll work back and forth. Try to move it past Flegel. Connor Mold looking for somebody in the slot. Ball's loose now, and it was picked up by the Bengals. Ethan Flegel with the ball. Try to send it down to Tote. Tote to the far sideline. He'll pick it up. He'll be one-on-one with Zura. But he'll slow things down and wait for his offense as well. As Bartlett will make his way to the field for the Bengals, as well as Jacob Sheen. Toth up high, looking for a lane to the inside. But he'll have to stay to the perimeter on the outside. Josh Maseko pushing him out, as well as Jacob Ruba. Trying to feed Alex Cook in the slot, but ball's going to be loose, headed towards the sideline. And picked up by Jacob Sheen. Sheen will send this one out to Johan Serrano. Serrano to the far side. He'll get it to Harris. Harris trying to work to the inside. Harris going to take the golf shot. Can't make it, but a rebound shot going to go in as Ezekiel Bartlett stuck with it. Picks up the rebound and gets it past Ralph Mold. 7:05 left here to third quarter. Bulldogs now lead by a score of 6-3. So Bartlett, his first goal of the day. Midfield face-off coming up. Wyatt Toth taking the face-off for the Bengals this time. And it's going to be won by Malis. It'll head back to Catcott. Catcott. Now, we're going to say illegal procedure, and that might technically be the first face-off loss of the night for Malis. As they will hand the ball over to the Bengals. 7:01 of the third quarter. Now they're going to say it's actually going to be Poland's ball. So some confusion there, either on their part or our part. And we're going to reset this as Craven will bring it out. And I don't think that they gave him that halo error. As Craven works to the near sideline, works to the inside. Harris taking a swipe at him. Craven going to work back to the inside. Long stick mid again from the right of Reisner. Trying to find somebody. Another spin. Takes to the inside. And it's going to be a shot, but it's going to go wide left of the cage and head out of bounds. 6:38 left as Craven worked past a host of Bengals. The defenseman showing a little bit of moves. Not so much accuracy, but some great moves. Connor Mold, also the extraordinary hockey goalie. So used to some contact here as Poland pick this up. Alex Cook up high, looking for Eaton, but Eaton going to be covered by Heskamp. Cook going to send this down, but was, I believe, trying to get that out the a teammate there. Ball going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be a turnover as the Bengals will take this one over. 6:09 left in this third frame. Bulldogs 6, Bengals 3. Bengals now going to bring it down the far sideline. Connor Mold on defense. He'll put some pressure on. Bengals working way downfield. It's going to be Finn Titus. Excuse me, that's not going to be Titus. That'll be Deshaun Mathis. Mathis taking a shot. Toth, the closest one to it, and he'll bring it in from the far corner. He'll have Jacob Zura in front of him. Shot on net, but it's going to be knocked away by Ralph Mold and out of bounds. Bengals will maintain possession. 5:32 left here, third quarter. Titus to bring it in from the near right corner. Sean Mathis looking for an option. Ball going to come loose, picked up by Craven again. Craven's been a turnover machine tonight. As Will Craven now going to work laterally, trying to work past Finn Titus. Send it to the far side. He'll get it back to midfield, out to Cole Eaton. Eaton couldn't handle the pass. Ball still loose on the turf. And we're going to have a whistle. Well, I believe they might have had a push against the Bengals, so that's going to be Poland's ball. Craven will bring this one in, the long stick defenseman. With Cole Eaton in front of him, he'll work around the perimeter, try to work around Heskamp. Ball loose as Heskamp knocked the ball out of Craven's net. Still loose on the turf. No possession now. Cole Eaton now with it, working to the inside. Takes the backhand shot. Actually was looking for Mold to the right of Reisner. Mold has to chase it down into the far left corner. Mold now on the shot, and it's going to be knocked away by Reisner. Reisner with another beautiful save. Zach Reisner doing a fantastic job tonight, making some great saves. Ball loose, as I believe we're going to have a penalty. No, they're going to say it's just going to be a push, or an elbow, excuse me. That's going to be picked up and sent out by Jacob Ruba. They'll send it to the far side. That'll be Zura with the ball. Zura down the far sideline. Working to the inside. Takes a shot from a distance. Going to go off the post. And we're going to have a whistle. And it's going to be Bengals ball. 4:07 left here, third quarter. Poland 6. Cleveland Benedictine 3. As the Bulldog defense makes its way back to the field. Cat caught. Maseko and Craven. Ball picked up by Harris. Harris down the far sideline. The speedster going to stop, spin around, try to set it back up. And he'll send this one up to Jacob Sheen. Sheen up high to the far side. You'll have Mathis across from laterally. Mathis will take the ball. Try to work to the inside, but lane going to be taken away by Cadcott. Send it down low to Titus. Titus back out to the X. That'll be Harris. Harris and Craven, one-on-one. So the man defense, as Craven chases him down, tries to take away the lane. Harris went to take a shot. Ball going to come out of the back of his net and picked up by Toth. Ball's going to be knocked away by Rothenbuehler, but Toth going to be able to recover to the far side. And Toth will send this one across the field to Mathis. Mathis will have Cat caught in front of him. Mathis trying to work down low to the inside. He'll take the shot, but nowhere near the cage. Going to go out of bounds. And the junior, Thaddeus Harris, will bring that one in for the Bengals. 3:12 left, third quarter. Poland with a 6-3 lead. Ball going to be loose. Toth couldn't handle it. Going to be chased down by Zura. Ball still loose on the turf. Zura thought he had it, but it'll head back into the Poland offensive zone. Zura will have it this time, and he'll try to get over to Malis, but it's going to be knocked away by Ethan Fleigel. Ball go out of bounds. And Cole Eaton will bring this one in. He'll inbound it from the Bengals sideline from their bench. 2:51 left, third quarter. Poland with a 6-3 lead. Blanche making his way back to the field as well. Eaton trying to work to the inside. He'll have to send this one far out to Alex Cook. Cook down to the inside, going to take the shot is Max O'Brien. And Reisner with another great stop. 2:35 on a running clock here, third quarter. Ball to midfield. Out to Fisher. Fisher being pressed back by Connor Casey. And he'll send this out to Ethan Fleigel. Fleigel trying to send it. He'll work its way up to Bartlett. Craven chasing him down. Going to knock the ball loose. And it's going to be Harris with the ball now to the outside. He'll have Maseko in front of him. He'll have to slow it down and wait for the Bengal offense to reset. So Craven now in the slot defensively, trying to give him some directions. Trying to get the pass over to Toth. It'll go over his head and be picked up by Titus. Ball on a shot near the slot. But that's going to be Zura that's going to knock it away from Bartlett. Ball now out to Craven. Craven couldn't handle it. It's going to be picked up to the inside. And Titus went to take a shot again, coming out of the back of his net. Ball loose. As Blanche now battling for it. It's going to be a push from behind by Toth. And I believe the official is going to call it. And it's going to be Poland ball, 1:36 left here, third quarter. Bulldogs with a 6-3 lead. So Craven from the far sideline. He'll have Toth in front of him. Craven trying to direct traffic a little bit. He'll be content to send this one all the way back to Zura. And ultimately, it will be Obruba that will send this one up to Cole Eaton. Eaton from the left side, working inside the slot, takes a shot, and it's another stop by Reisner. 1:15 as the clock continues to run. Reisner with Mold in front of him, but it's going to be picked up by Alex Cook, and I believe they're going to say that Connor Mold was either in the crease or too close to the crease. So Cleveland Benedictine will get the ball. Rubadu with the ball now, going to bring it up as we wait for the whistle for play. He'll bring it out to midfield, and we'll get the signal. Clock will continue to run. 1:07, third quarter. Mathis with the ball. Cat caught in front of him. Craven working to the inside. And we're going to have a push, and it's going to be a turnover. As Mathis trying to deliver a shot. Craven now working to the inside. 3 blue jerseys in front of him. He'll get this one out to Blanche. Blanche to the near side. We'll send it across the field. He'll hit Cole Eaton on the run. Eaton into the slot to Mold. Mold takes a shot, and he's going to get it from the left side of Reisner. He finds it top left corner. And Poland, with 48 seconds left in the third quarter, adds another goal. It is now 7-3. And that will be the second goal of the night for Connor Mold. Just 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball trickling back into the Poland defensive zone, and an illegal procedure coming up as the Bengals will get this ball. 40 seconds left, third frame. Harris with the ball. He'll step back, wait for his offense to make their way to the field. Harris from the near side with Blanche in front of him. Harris trying to work past Craven. He'll dump the ball into the slot. Shot, and it's going to be a bounce pass. Going to go over the cage as Jacob Sheen will try to find the back of the net. Probably best outing of the year so far for the netminder, Ralph Mold. Titus sending this to the far side to Toth. Toth with Zer in front of him. Toth's going to work his way inside, but ball's going to be knocked away by Abruba and picked up by Catcott. Catcott down the far sideline, was chased down by Toth, but he'll make it in to the Poland offensive zone. Catcott with the spin in the slot. Going to take the shot, but it's going to be stopped by Reisner. Connor Mold tried to get the rebound shot, but I believe it went off of Reisner's head and then out of bounds. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here at Pavlansky Field in Poland, where the Bulldogs have a 7-3 lead. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Poland Bulldogs Men's Lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Three quarters in the books here in Poland. The Bulldogs with a 7-3 lead over the Benedictine Bengals. And it has been, for Poland, the Eaton and Mold show, as Cole Eaton has stalled out at 5 goals on the game. But plenty of time to go here, a whole fourth frame to go for the Bulldogs. Connor Mold adding 2 goals as well. Mold moving on assignment, at least on paper, at the X position to replace Jason Ike, who was unavailable tonight. However, has found the back of the net twice. So Reisner now into the net to our right, Mold to our left, and Ralph Mold has had a pretty uneventful night for the most part. Poland has a lot of possession time in their offensive zone. As we have the draw here, Malis going to win this one, going to go down on the field, try to recover, and Poland going to maintain possession here. Bayless sent out to the far side to Eaton. Eaton down the hash marks. Try to work to the inside and work it past Heskamp. Takes a shot. It's going to go in on the bounce. Cole Eaton with his 6th goal of the day. 11:40 of the fourth quarter. And Cole Eaton ties Connor Mold for the most goals in a game this year. Of course, Connor Mold switching positions tonight, but Cole Eaton doing a good job here of working the Poland offense. Ezekiel Bartlett to take the face-off for the Bengals now against Malis. Malis, I believe, only losing one. He'll lose this one now as Bartlett will have it. Catcott trying to knock him off course. He'll get this out to Toth. Toth to the near side. He'll have Zura in front of him. He'll send it back out to Turpin. Turpin will send it down low. Toth now with the ball up high, but he'll be under pressure, have to step back, reset. Toth with Zura in front of him. And Catcott trying to work around the perimeter of the offense. Trying to find an angle to get in. He'll get near the crease, but he'll have to bounce back out. Try to send it out to Harris. Ball loose, but he'll be backed up by Sheen. Sheen will get it to Harris. Harris one-on-one with Blanche. Blanche staying square. Harris will be forced to send this back over to Sheen. Sheen out to the far side. That'll be Turpin. Turpin trying to get her. It's going to be picked off by Craven. Craven down the far side, and he's going to get it out to Catcott. Catcott having trouble handling the pass. It's going to be loose as Craven will step back in here. It'll trickle into the Poland offensive zone, but it's going to be picked up by the Bengals. That'll be Sheen with the ball down the far sideline as Josh Maseko will make his way to the offensive side of the field for the Bulldogs. Harris to the far sideline now, going to rotate it around. He'll end up in the X at the X. 10:23 left here in this game. Harris trying to work past Blanche. He'll lose the ball. Blanche and Harris battling for it now, but Harris will recover it. And he'll look for somebody up high, and he'll find Turpin. Turpin sending it laterally over to Sheen. Sheen trying to work to the inside. Not going to get past Catcott, though. He'll have to drop this one down low to the left of Mold. Trying to get into the slot to Toth. Toth couldn't handle the pass. Zura stepping in. Ball going to come loose. Still loose on the turf. No possession as Maseko's going to step in. Ball still loose. We'll get a whistle. As I believe we're going to have a push coming up against Poland. And the Bengals will get the ball. And we're going to have a player down here. 9:44 left here, fourth quarter. Deshaun Math is going to make his way to the sideline. May have taken a shot from a stick on his leg, but he's going to walk that one off. 9:44 left in the game as Bartlett and Rubidoux will make their way to the field. Bengals with possession. Bulldogs lead by a score of 8-3. Harris will bring this one in from the far sideline. Harris down low. And Harris will get it back up high. Trying to look laterally across the field for Sheen. Sheen rotating around with Harris. They'll switch positions. Get it back out to Harris. Harris went to take the shot. Craven in front of him, but it's going to be stopped by Mold. And Ralph Mold will step from the crease and get it out to Zura. Zura down the near sideline. He'll have Toth in front of him. Jake Zura looking for a friendly face there. He'll get it all the way across the field. I believe it's going to be Catcott. As Sheen will chase him down. Catcott working around. I'm going to drop past this to Cole Eaton. Eaton with Flygo in front of him. Send us down to Mold. Connor Mold looking for some room to work, but he'll just have to send it back out to Alex Cook. Cook under pressure. Escamp going to knock the ball out of his stick, but you're going to be backed up by Sabrian. Sabrian with the ball. Getting harassed, and he's going to lose it. Ball near the sideline. That's going to be Will Milan doing a great job defensively. Ball still loose, no possession. As Milan will battle Alex Cook for it as the ball will head towards the out of bounds, but picked up by Connor Mold. Mold coming all the way upfield, and he'll work down into the slot, trying to work past Heskamp. And it took a shot, but it's going to go out of the back of the end zones here. Bengals will take over. 8:19 left in the game. Rubidoux going to send this out to Fisher, who's going to send this out to midfield. Craven on the angle, going to force the pass. Ball loose and picked up by Jacob Zura. Zura looking for somebody right down in the slot, and it's going to be Connor Casey with the ball. trying to work past Mathis. Casey going to fall down now. Lost his footing on the turf. And the Bengals will bring this down the far sideline. Send it out to Harris. Harris working one-on-one against Nick Blanche. Harris trying to work back to the inside. Blanche not giving up any ground. Harris looking for somebody in the slot. Almost completed the pass. He was looking for Deontay Sims. Ball loose, going to hand out back of the end zone. And it's going to be pulling ball as Ralph Mold will pick this one up and bring it in. 7:21 left in the game. Ralph send this one to the near sideline to Zura. Zura getting some pressure. He'll send it across field. Tried to hit Craven on the pass there, but Bengals going to pick this one. That's going to be Harris. Harris going to have to wait and step back, settle things down for the Bengals. 6:57 left here at fourth frame. Bartlett making his way to the field. Harris one-on-one with Blanche. Sims trying to set the pick. High shot, and another great stop by Ralph Mold. 6:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Zura will try to find a way to get this past Rubidou. He'll work around him. Flag coming up, and this is going to be a penalty on the Bengals. But for now, ball cross field. Poland going to send this down low, but couldn't handle the pass. Trying to get a number. A collision down there. That's going to be Cowles. We'll have a whistle. I believe we're going to have a push coming up against the Bengals. Should be Poland ball. 6:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bayless, Cook, and Eaton heading to the field for the Bulldogs. So Brian going to take a breather. Actually, they're going to have Rubidou for a penalty. Going to be a 30-second technical there as we have 6:14 left in the game. So Poland will go to the man advantage as Mold will send this up to Cook. Cook out to Eaton. Eaton into the slot to Connor Casey. Casey, no time to take the shot. Get it to Mold. Mold, goal shot. He's going to score. 6:02 of the fourth quarter. Poland takes a 9-3 lead.
Connor Mold.
That'll be the hat trick for Connor Mold tonight. 9-3 is the lead for the Poland Bulldogs. I think Will Craven celebrating a little bit earlier, forgot to come on the field. His mom says he's special. Bengals going to win this face-off cleanly and get it out to Harris to the far side. Harris going to settle this down until he can get Jacob Sheen on the field. Sims setting the pick. Harris trying to work around Craven. Craven and Harris with the one-on-one battle all night long as Titus now with the ball. He'll try to work to the inside. He'll switch it up, try to work to the outside. Ball come loose, and it'll be recovered by Bartlett. Bartlett trying to find Harris in the slot, but it's going to be knocked away, and I believe that might have been cat caught defensively. Mold now to the far side. Bulldogs working this up, and he'll try to get it past Sims. That'll be Zura. Sims, the big man, trying to knock him out of bounds. And Zura working his way into the Poland offensive zone down the middle of the field and trying to work past Heskamp. Ball's going to come loose. Half-hearted shot recovered by Connor Mold at the X. Mold going to rotate it around the far side. Try to get out to Cole Eaton. Ball going to bounce off the turf. And Cook now going to recover it as Eshby will be on defense. Alex Cook now with the opportunity to take a shot, and he's going to drop this one down low. Ball picked up by Poland. Connor Mold now. Going to walk this one forward. He'll be behind the net to the left of Reisner. Try to work around Sims. Mold with the golf shot again, and he's going to get his 4th goal of the night. 4:20 of the 4th quarter. Poland takes a 10-3 lead. The last 2 goals by Connor Mold. Less than a minute and a half apart. After missing Monday night's game, this was the game he wanted to have. I don't know what that was, but we have a big fan club up here for Connor. So, face-off coming at midfield. Bartlett for the Bengals. New face-off guy for Poland. 4:20 left here, 4th quarter. We know that's not Manos. We'll have to check the number here as he's turning to the side. Got some confusion down here with the officials. And with that score, Sims will head out of the box. Back on attack for the Bengals. Now we got the housekeeping done here. So Bartlett taking the face off. Harris now with the ball, bringing down the near sideline. He'll work his way down the hash marks. Harris dropping the pass to the right of RJ Mold. And I think that one went. Are they going to give him credit for that one? Okay, they're going to say that one was a goal. I thought he stopped it, but with 4:07 left in the game, I believe that was going to be Jim Rubidou on the shot for the Bengals.
Bengals goal by number 1, Thaddeus.
Excuse me, that's going to be Thaddeus Harris on the goal.
I'm sorry, 17, Finn Titus.
Okay, let's try it again. We're both getting it wrong here. So Finn Titus for the Bengals. Legal procedure here, and it will be Bartlett with the ball. Send it to the far side. That's going to be Harris. Harris working to the inside, going to take the shot. High over the cage. No chance at that one. Head out of bounds. Benedictine will hold the ball. 3:57 left here, 4th quarter. Send it out to Harris to the near side. Jake Platt in front of him defensively. Harris will take the shot. And if I looked like it went off of Mark Len. Bengals still with the ball, 3:45. Poland with a 10-4 lead over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. Working to the insides, Harris. Harris going to take the shot. Another great stop by Ralph Mold. Mold having quite the night. As Mathis now will try to work to the inside. He'll take another shot. And that one will go in as well. 3:24 left here, 4th quarter. Bengals find the back of the net. Sean Mathis with his first goal of the night.
Bengals goal by number 19, Deshaun Mathis.
So 2 goals in less than a minute for the Bengals. Cuts the Poland lead to 10-5. Ball loose in the Poland defensive zone. We'll get a whistle. And the Bulldogs will take possession. Zura going to bring this one up the far sideline. Looking downfield is Jacob Zura. Zura, the senior. Bengals working to the inside. Shot on goal. Stopped by Mold. 2:59 left here, 4th quarter. Sims trying to recover the ball, but it's going to be picked up by Mold. Mold going to send this one down to Craven. Craven to the inside. Craven to the far side now, trying to work his way all the way down in. Pretty much running the length of the field. He'll have to send this one back, but he's going to be an errant pass and head to midfield, and we'll see where the ball lands. Everybody going to battle for it high in the air. And it's still loose. And picked up by Alex Cook. Cook now on the rush. Trying to work through some blue jerseys. He'll lose the ball. Ball going to head towards the sideline, but Cook will be able to recover it. He'll lose it again. And try to work it with his feet and stick. And finally, he'll have an opportunity to slow this one down. As Cook send it across the field. And Cole Eaton now from the far high side will rotate around the offense. 1:52 left here in this game. Eaton with the shot, going to go high over the cage with Reisner, and it'll head out of the back of the end zone. Bengals with the ball now, trying to work it back inside. Under some pressure is Fisher. Ball loose, picked up by Alex Cook. Cook going to take a couple shots from some Bengals. Still work to the inside, and he's going to get a push from behind. Flags all over the place. That one's going to be an easy call. I think they're going to have Cyprian Fisher on the penalty for that. So you got Athanasius Fisher and now Cyprian Fisher. He is a freshman. Oh, actually, they're going to have Heskamp for the penalty. I apologize. 1:17 left here in this game. Poland with a 10-5 lead. Pushed out of bounds are the Bulldogs. And it'll be Will Milan that will bring it in for the Bengals. Milan, the big man. Have the ball knocked away by Cowles. Cowles, he's going to lose it as well. And it's going to be Fisher with the ball again, trying to work it through the inside. Yep. Try to get around Al Holtzman. Ball loose at midfield. And picked up by Flegel. Sims now with the ball. He's going to lose it. With just 40 seconds left in this game, Poland with a 10-5 lead. Last shot on goal maybe for the Bengals. That'll be Alex Turpin. It'll go high over the cage. Bounce over Ralph Mold's head and head out of bounds. 32.6 seconds left here as Poland is working towards their second win of the season under first-year head coach Kincaid Marakovic. So some improvement we've seen here as the ball is going to go out of bounds in the far left corner, in the low left corner here. 21 seconds left. Ball out to Harris. Harris working to the inside. Working past a couple of white jerseys. Going to take the shot, but wide shot going to go out of bounds. Cleveland Benedictine will have the ball for the last 9 seconds as they'll try to find the back of the net one more time. Sims from the far side. Sends it inside. Zero on defense. Sends it into the slot. Ball loose. And that's going to bring us to the end of this one. So Poland gets the 10-5 win over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. We're going to step aside for a timeout. Come back and give you a real quick scoring recap. Talk about some upcoming events here on Western Reserve Radio. And we'll get you set for some more Phantoms playoff action coming up next week. You are listening to Poland Bulldogs Men's Lacrosse here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Back here one last time as we wrap it up from Pavlansky Field in Poland, where the Bulldogs, they get the 10-5 win over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals. Story of the night would be Cole Eaton with the 6 goals for the Bulldogs, and Connor Mold adding 4 more as those two carry the offense for the Bulldogs, doing a great job here defensively. A great night for Ralph Mold, as he would only give up 5 goals on the entire evening. Again, we want to remind you, coming up this Saturday, it will be the Saturday Morning Sports Page with Pat Lucia, 9 a.m. on Western Reserve Radio. And then on Tuesday, the Youngstown Phantoms will return in Game 3 of Round 2 of the USHL playoffs as they take on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Great tickets still available. 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825. And, of course, if you can't join us at the Cavelli Center, you can always listen in to Western Reserve Radio on the iMedia1 network with the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. Pre-game, 6:45. Puck drop, 7:05. So, again, we want to thank you for joining us here on Western Reserve Radio for Poland Bulldogs men's lacrosse. And we will see about Saturday here. The facilities may not present themselves over at Cardinal Mooney, but we'll see what we can do on that. Make sure you stay tuned to all of our social media as details become available. So, for Justine Carney, I am Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us again here from Poland High School. One last time, the Poland Bulldogs, they get the win tonight over the Cleveland Benedictine Bengals by a score of 10-5. We hope everybody has a fantastic night.
We thank you for joining us for the special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.